around the world have been working, striving, hoping and praying for.
Hamas released the living hostages it was holding in Gaza. CBS's Deborah Patta.
As the hostages were driven into Israel, people lined the streets to welcome them. And here in Hostage Square, jubilation.
While many were celebrating, there are some tough days ahead. Reporter Robert Berger is in Jerusalem.
It's caused deep wounds. For instance, Israelis are very skeptical about the possibility of peace with the Palestinians. We have a ceasefire. President Trump was talking about peace. I think Israelis are skeptical about peace. And then, of course, on the Palestinian side, you have over 65,000 people killed, the territory in Gaza totally destroyed. You're going to have animosity from the families of all the people who have been killed. So it's going to be very difficult to heal these wounds.
A powerful storm continues to pummel the eastern U.S., stretching from the mid-Atlantic to New England with strong winds and heavy surf. Meteorologist David Parkinson.
We've still got gusty winds that actually may last the next several days, and we could see at least moderate flooding for the next several high tide cycles. But in terms of the worst impacts, we are certainly past those.
As the government shutdown continues, Seattle-Tacoma International Airport is refusing to show a video from the Homeland Security Secretary blaming Democrats. Luke Ducey reports.
The Port of Seattle says they won't play the video message delivered by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem because it's too political.
Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted.
Instead, the port is urging a bipartisan effort to end the government shutdown. They're also working to find ways to support federal employees like TSA agents working without pay. Luke Ducey for CBS News, Seattle.
California's governor has signed legislation aimed at protecting children from the potential dangers of AI chatbots. It requires platforms to remind users that they are not interacting with a human. A new study finds a link between social media use and lower grades. Study author Jason Nagata.
Even low levels of social media use were linked to poorer cognitive outcomes. So even those who had just had an hour of use a day still performed lower on reading and memory tasks.
On Wall Street, stocks finished higher. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
An exciting start to Game 2 in Toronto, where the battle for the American League Championship is already heated. More on that, but first, here's Lori at the Real-Time Traffic Desk.
Traffic is brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino. Northbound I-5, right about 164th, we had an accident. Boy, it was blocking 3 lanes, but it's cleared, but you're still backed up all the way to 220th. Seattle to Linwood, about a 2-minute delay. 405 slows southbound as you approach I-90 and a little beyond now. Southbound I-5 slows between the lake bridges. Westbound 16 at I-5, we have an accident now that's looks like it's blocking at least 1 lane and a high wind warning on the Tacoma Narrows. Bellevue to Everett, an 8-minute delay, and Bellevue to Federal Way right now 41 minutes. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Game 2 of the American League Championship Series underway. 2 innings in the book.
Next pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive into right center field, a base hit. Clement will score. Game tied. Springer rounding second, heading for third. He'll make it easily. Up with the ball is Robles. Gets a throw into second. And Lucas with an RBI single has tied the game at 3-3.
And we are in the middle of the third already, and we're still tied. Other news we're following, Seattle police are searching for a suspect after a man is severely assaulted with machete just after 8 last night. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
Police say the 53-year-old victim was arguing with his estranged girlfriend near Northwest 46th Street and 9th Avenue Northwest when the woman's new boyfriend stepped in and began hacking the victim with a machete. SPD Detective Eric Munoz says,
these are severe injuries to his head, forearm, and left hand. And the laceration to the left side of the head was very, very deep.
So far, police have no suspect in custody, but say Linwood PD is now part of the investigation. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle firefighters knocked down flames at a house fire in the South Delridge neighborhood this morning. The fire broke out in a vacant building on 16th Avenue Southwest. This neighbor tells KIRO 7 TV.
I parked the car here at the corner and walk over, and the house was literally exploding. 4 explosions. One was so powerful it left a ring in this left ear.
Nearby homes were evacuated as a precaution. No injuries reported, and the cause is still under investigation. Your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny, breezy, and near 60 this afternoon. Overnight gets chilly. We're down to 40 in Seattle the next couple nights. Sunny and 62 Tuesday, sunny 64 Wednesday. Right now, we're sunny and 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show, listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
They normal?
Thank you.
God, I hope they're normal.
Hello, my name is Ellen. Some people call me sexy. Others say I'm sensuous.
God, what's wrong with it? We're not doing this again.
What?
We're getting rid of it.
Come on.
No, because people have decided only weird people are going to call.
What's
we'll
wrong
give
with
it one more chance. Oh. Please, Andrew.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, we got to get to the show because we got a very important guest. Hang on. Whenever we have a Mariners game on while we're on, Joe's like, just whatever. There's got to be somebody out there.
Of course there is. Bring our A game, no matter what.
Here it is, A game, right here on this piece of paper. What was it like? 15 innings. Aaron was there. And then Aaron bought tickets to the World Series, and I think it... Is that not supposed to say that?
It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
You'll seem really comfortable right now after I just mentioned that.
No, it's fine. It's a lot. It was a lot of money.
I told you I'd give you $500 because I want you to go.
You don't have to, John.
No, I don't care.
It's ridiculous. You're not
what's money between two friends?
Money.
True. Let's see. Day in history. We're going to go back to, wow. Bad day for John Denver in a whole bunch of different ways. Right? Charlie Rich set something on fire. You remember this? I didn't remember that. Right? No. And then John Denver dies in an aircraft accident. By the way, just a quick, PSA here, public service announcement. If somebody says you want to get into an experimental aircraft, those two words together in the same sentence, even if there's a comma or a semicolon in there, don't get in the thing. Thank you. Back to it. Let's see. All the pumpkins are gone, thanks to all the listeners that came out. I felt so sorry for the group that came out on Sunday, and they're only left was all these weird, old, crazy-looking ones. So I said, go up into the house and go get them. And then I gave them the tour of the house, and then they went upstairs, and I took them upstairs to the bedroom, and then they saw something that disturbed them greatly.
Oh, my.
Okay, there you go. What was that? Saying the word pumpkin?
Pumpkin.
The happiest man we could find with the release of the hostages there and Donald Trump's finest hour. I know if you hate him, this has got to really bother you, but the world is celebrating Donald Trump and now the end of the war in Gaza. And our loudest person that we ever have on the show, Eitan, will be joining us talking about what things happening in New York with the return of the hostages, plus also screw the rest there. I mean, it's good, but it's like, I got Aaron right here. And Rye's going to come by and talk baseball, and we'll see how he feels about saying that the Mariners were going to lose. Yeah. He said, Dad, please don't bring that up. And then on passing of Diane Keaton, Woody Allen shares some interesting perspective about Diane Keaton and the fact that he said, I didn't find out until later on that she had bulimia, but I would take her to nice restaurants. I'd pay $400 and she'd go in the bathroom and throw up. I should have taken her to Pizza Hut. Okay, but first, that's all right. No one's going to stick around because the Mariners are playing. All right, I was thinking. I tell you, there were two sort of conjoined emotional reactions occurring throughout Friday. One of them was, oh my God, they're going at another inning. And the other one was, Aaron's there. So you left early. We were all here. It was just Andrew, myself, and Joe. And then everybody else on Friday, about around 3:30, was just gone. There were tumbleweeds blowing through this place.
I believe it.
Okay. So how long did you wait to get into the stadium?
Actually, it was pretty smooth.
Okay.
So shout out to the T-Mobile Park crew.
Yep.
Yeah, there were long lines, but I got in relatively quickly. I was in the ball. I left here after the 3:30. I was probably in my seat by 4:30.
Took the kids with you? No. Took the wife?
Yes.
That's right, because it was her idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she convinced me to do it.
Right.
And so glad she did.
Is she a baseball fan in general, or just she sort of surfs off your enthusiasm?
It's funny. If you ask her, she'll say, "No, not really. Aaron just kind of gets me into it." But she's texting me about this game going on right now.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
you got to pull him right now. You got to pull Logan. She's talking strategy with me now.
Okay.
So, I think I've turned her into a fan.
So she doesn't have the chops to go 15 innings, right? Did you notice that she was sort of lagging in enthusiasm at a certain point? Like how much longer?
No.
Okay.
I think she was into it.
Okay.
I think most of the crowd, once you got in like the 12, 13, it was just like, please, 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 please. You can't help but have flashbacks of the 18-inning loss from 3 years ago. Thinking like this can't happen again. Like this fan base, this crowd cannot take that type of punishment again. And so every time there were 3 opportunities, I think, in like 11th, 12th, and 15th, where there were runners on second with nobody out.
Yeah.
And the crowd is on its feet, waiting for that moment, waiting to explode. And the deflating nature of an inning-ending double play or a strikeout is just,
takes you all the way back down to 0 and below.
My God. And to go all the way up to 10 and then down to 0. I don't know how many times it happened in that game. It was emotionally draining, exhausting. And I kept thinking, if I'm feeling this in the stands, how are the players feeling? They must be running on empty out there.
Yeah. So for the people that understand baseball or those that don't, when a game goes that long and you have the pitchers, this becomes the test of the manager to determine who do I put in there? How many pitches do I let them have? And then do they have any? If we win this game, who do I go to again in the bullpen? And that becomes, and as Dan Wilson says, I'm not a chess player, and some people, he's playing, 3-layer chess or something to get this sort of stuff done. But that's where the managing of baseball comes in. And that's where the science of baseball comes in. Because, okay, is Gilbert, who are you going to have pitch? And then what does he have? Is left in a tank. The big advantage that the Blue Jays have against us is they had a number of days off. And we're going to follow right in with this after 15 innings. Mm-hmm. And then we win. But now we'll get a break on Tuesday if we win this one, right? But they're still coming back here. We get a break on Tuesday. At this point, when you're looking at what they have in the bullpen, will everybody be recovered enough that we can withstand whatever the Blue Jays put at the base?
So I think so. And part of the reason is what Bryce Miller did for the team yesterday by going almost a full 6 innings, throwing only 76 pitches there. And then the rest of the bullpen threw 25 pitches to end 7, 8, 9. So you couldn't have asked for a better game script yesterday coming off that marathon of a game.
That's what you need.
You threw 100 total pitches to end a 9-inning game. That is ideal, especially after Bryce Miller got into trouble in the first inning. You did not think he was going to go deep into that game. So when he got through almost a full 6, kudos to him. And now, you get a rest day tomorrow. And right now, Logan is through 3. You're hoping he can go at least 4. But Gilbert, he also pitched in that game.
Yeah.
So he is right now going on short rest.
So Gilbert threw 66 in the game.
Is that what it was? I wasn't
66
sure.
with the Tigers.
I thought it was closer to 30.
And then Gilbert threw 34. This is the
Gilbert threw 30. That sounds more.
Yeah,
Gilbert threw 34, and now he's on the mound today.
Yeah. Total amount. So altogether, the numbers are really crazy on this. Minutes played, 298. Did it feel like 298?
Yeah.
This is on Friday's game.
Yeah. It felt long.
472 pitches.
Amazing.
And then plate appearances, 115. Pitchers used 15. Strikeouts, 37. Tied for the most in a postseason game. And then runners left on base, 22.
Wow.
How'd you sleep on Friday?
You know, I had to wake up early to get my kid ready for soccer practice, so I actually slept pretty well. And I was tired, so I actually passed out pretty good.
Everybody around you behaving themselves?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I would say. But everybody was into it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've been to a lot of games at T-Mobile Park. I mean, goes without saying, that's an all-timer. I mean, there's never going to be, I don't think at least, I'll be at another game quite like that.
Did you hug or high-five a total stranger?
Absolutely.
Yeah, many.
Everyone
around you.
Yeah.
We got a little video of the end of the game. You want to see it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Okay. This is...
you have the audio playing of it, too?
Johnny, do we need to set this up? Is this a clip from the movie?
So this is, I think, before... No, this is right before the game-winning hit.
Those aren't bad seats.
Not bad, right?
No. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know what inning it is? There it is.
There it is. And then you'll see me shortly jumping for joy here. And then raise my hands in triumph in just a moment.
As if you did anything, really. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any tears? It looked like maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. Not going to lie.
Or Saul must have been just wetting himself like a giant baby.
Yeah, he must have been. I know. I don't blame anybody if they did. That was just such an epic, once-in-a-lifetime kind of experience. You know, you buy the ticket to the big game, hoping for something cool to happen, hoping for the big moment, and then it becomes historic.
Yes.
And you're just grateful to be there for one. You have that memory for the rest of your life, and you have the video evidence too, which is nice. And you got the win. I mean, what more can you want as a baseball fan?
And the reason you wanted to leave early, and I asked you to stay, and Joe did as well, and because you are a Mariners fan through and through. I mean, there are a lot of people, I'm not taking anything away from anybody else who's there. There might have been a few bandwagon fans, but that's okay. It doesn't matter when you become a believer, Yeah. But for people like you and for people that have just followed and had their heart broken over and over and over again, I mean, to be there for that final moment, it has to be like, oh, it's all worth it.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, that's what you saw in the video. When I'm just raising my hands to the roof because it was closed. It was just, we made it to the American League Championship Series. Haven't done that since I was 13 years old. I mean, I'm 37 right now.
Yes.
I have gone through all of high school, all of college, marriage, 2 kids. I'm now rooting this team in the American League Championship Series as an adult, appreciating all of the struggles that we have been through as a city, as a fan base. And we're one step closer. And it's a strange feeling to be in the now belief phase of Mariner fandom because the team is good, and I'll stack them up against anybody. Are they going to win? I have no idea. Trying to predict baseball is impossible. I mean, who won the game for us? Well, Polanco did, but who got us in the position to win the game on Friday? It was Josh Naylor stealing third base and Mitch Garver driving him in, and then a journeyman utility player from the minor leagues in Leo Rivas hitting the clutch hit in the 7th inning to tie it up. Like, you can't. Who saw any of that coming?
Well, the thing about baseball in that regard is it's one thread leads to another. You can't pull one away because how about the fact that struck him out in the 2nd inning and whatever it is, it doesn't. You can't. Each one of them is intertwined for the whole thing. So here's the question for you: if they don't make it to the World Series, you as a fan will always have that game.
Yeah, exactly.
And you won't feel, I'm going to put words in your mouth, you won't feel that the season didn't climax to the World Series that you wanted, and then they win the World Series. That thing that happened on Friday would be enough for you.
I think I'll have to see how the ALCS plays out. If it gets to a Game 7, and we don't make it then and there, and it's a gut-wrenching whatever.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure yet, but right now I'll say yes.
That was enough.
Right now I'll say it. I want more.
Okay.
I want more.
How about this?
And now Munoz looking for one more strike to end it here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Andres leans in, really bends to the waist, the stretch, and the 0-2 on the way to Kirk, swinging a fly ball. Shallow left center field. JP going out, calling for it. Randy coming in, and Randy is there to make the catch. The Mariners win it 3-1, and they take the opening game of this best-of-7 American League Championship Series north of the border here at Rogers Center in Toronto.
There you go.
Stole home field in Game 1. I mean, anything... Okay, so we're watching the game too. So it's a live reaction to a line drive foul.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you'd love to get greedy here and steal home field completely, and then you're up 2-0 coming home.
Right.
Please, what else would you want right
The
now?
other thing that people, if you don't know, or maybe you do know, that whenever the Blue Jays play in Seattle, people say that there are more Blue Jay fans in the stands than there are Mariner fans in the stands.
Feeling Seattle fans will show up for the ALCS.
I think
it's been a long time coming.
And after, what does the secondary market look like for tickets?
I haven't. Well, I have looked because I sold ALCS tickets. I'm not going to lie. I had ALCS tickets. I sold them because I felt kind of like we were just talking about, John. Like Game 5 was magical.
Yes.
And if that is the last game that I see, I'm okay with that. But I also did buy tickets to the World Series.
World Series.
So
right. Okay.
I'm hoping that wasn't the last game that I see. So that's kind of where my mindset was.
How many tickets did you buy for the World Series?
About 4.
4.
And my wife and I are definitely going to go. And then if any friends want to join, I'll sell them at face value. And if not, I'll try to sell them for a profit.
Now, where are you seated? Can you see the curvature of the earth from where you are?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much?
I got the cheapest seat that I could find, and it was still high up in the nosebleeds.
Okay, so no foul balls coming your way.
No, you didn't want to talk about Humpy, man. I thought you wanted to talk about Humpy the salmon.
Oh, yeah.
You know anything about this?
Well, I know I think, what inning was it that they had a second race? They raced
the 15th.
Twice. In the 15th, so they raced once, and then they raced it a second time.
Humpy, the lovable losing mascot salmon,
right,
has never won a race. And then he won.
He's always humping somebody from behind, right?
Not exactly.
No.
But he finally won, and the crowd loosened up, and everybody got fired up, and then they,
And then
this happened.
And then did the also in the hydros did the yellow one win?
Green
finally?
won. I always root for green.
Hell?
I always root, and green rarely wins.
Wow.
I feel like I got to see green win. I got to see Humpy win. Mariners
right,
win.
and the ball was underneath the middle hat.
I can't remember where the ball was in that. My wife got that one right.
All right, go home. I think
okay.
I know what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
There goes Aaron out of here. All right, thank you for sticking around. There you go. Now, see that?
How about that?
I'm going to get a ride to get on and apologize for saying the Mariners weren't going to win. He said I was right on the pitching that would take place in the first 6 innings. He said I got that right.
Well, got to hang your hat on something.
It's a small hat. Dunce hat right now. Let's check traffic. Lori's got to look at traffic for us. Lori.
Westbound 16, right at I-5, we still have a collision partly blocking Federal Way to Tacoma. Right now, just 14-minute drive, so it hasn't slowed you down too much. 167 southbound slows from 18 all the way into Puyallup. Bellevue to Everett, an 8-minute delay, and Bellevue to Federal Way, a 49-minute drive. We do have the high wind warning on the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
All right, peace and organization can come to your house. I can tell you from personal experience, when Closets by Design came out to the barn in Cleellum, I was somewhat skeptical, but Nick said to me, no, listen, you're going to love the way they do the master bedroom and the other ones as well, and then finally we're going to organize the garage. It was like, I'm all in on the garage. The other stuff I don't care about. Well, let me tell you, when I came home after 2 days when they had finally finished the master bedroom, and they did an amazing job, and they truly Closets by Design, truly customized. They don't come in with a bunch of, pre-measured parts like a lot of other places do. They look exactly what the problem is, and then they have the solution, and they've got the know-how, and they did an amazing job with the master bedroom, plus the other closet as well. The place looks like $1 million. And the other nice thing is, when it came to the garage, just like they said, an entire wall of cabinets. Just gorgeous. If you want to get peace and organization to your house, you know where it starts? Starts by you getting in touch with Closets by Design. And the price, my goodness, 40% off, plus an additional 15% off, and free 18 months financing and a free installation. So, best thing to do right now is give Closets by Design a call. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Seattle's morning news.
I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
The Mariners wrap up the trip to Toronto. We'll recap Game 2 and preview what's next in the ALCS.
It's Microsoft's most used version of Windows, but the end is near. What you need to know if you still use Windows 10.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20-plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. You know what's stressful? A leaky roof, because you typically don't find out it's leaking until water makes its way through the insulation. The drywall in your ceiling starts swelling up, sags and drips. Then you're freaked out, wondering if there's mold in your house. I get it. That's why I get Valentine Roofing. Valentine has a leak stop guarantee. They'll stop the leak in your old roof for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed. Because Valentine doesn't just replace roofs, they protect homes. And they start protecting yours the moment you call. No stress, no mess, no more buckets in your living room. The wet weather is coming, so if you need to take advantage of that free roof inspection, I encourage you to call and get the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, extra mile service, and every new roof backed by a lifetime warranty. And now with zero down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. Stop the leaks before they start. Call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first. Always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Hey, it's Lori from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation with exciting news. We now offer the exclusive K-Guard gutter system. Say goodbye to clogged gutters and hello to less maintenance. Call today or visit us online at guardianroofing.com.
Hey, quick heads up. If your building's over 20,000 square feet, Washington's Clean Buildings Law means you may need to meet new energy standards starting July of 2026. Luckily, Puget Sound Energy has this free program called the Clean Buildings Accelerator that makes it way easier to comply with the Clean Buildings Performance Standard. They walk you through the steps, help track your energy use, even give you plan templates. I signed up. It's simple, and it's saving me money already. Check it out at psc.com/clean buildings.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. I'm not sure if many Mariners fans are actually working this afternoon. Game 2 of the ALCS underway in Toronto. Seattle leads the early series 1-0. 4 innings behind us already. We had a good chance to take the lead there in the third.
Here comes the pitch. Swung on. That is blasted center field. Varsho ranging over in the gap now. Goes to a dive, and he somehow makes the catch. Varsho, a diving catch to rob Gino and takes a run off the board for the Mariners.
The fourth inning saw Logan Gilbert pulled already off the mound. Bizzardo has stepped in, still tied at 3s. Game 3 is tomorrow in Seattle, and if you're going to the game, T-Mobile Park is rolling out 4 new menu items for the American League Championship Series. Mariners fans can dig into a Snake River chili bowl, a fried pollock sandwich, the Bigfoot barbecue platter, and a huckleberry cannoli. The items will debut for Wednesday's Game 3. They join 6 other postseason food options like the Sasquatch Sundae and, of course, claws and caviar in the helmet. SeaTac Airport is refusing to show a video from Homeland Security that blames Democrats for the government shutdown. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more on the video that's fueling a political battle between Democrats and Republicans.
In the video that began airing at airports nationwide last Thursday, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem opens with a non-political message.
We will continue to do all that we can to avoid delays that will impact your travel.
She then takes a political turn.
Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted.
The government shutdown is now in its 9th day, with hope of a resolution this Friday. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And now from the real-time traffic desk, here's Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Pro Sculpt. Seattle to Tacoma right now, a 50-minute drive, 50. Bellevue to Everett, 12-minute delay. Bellevue to Federal Way, you're looking at 48 minutes. Now, 167 slows out of Renton. You get a little break after 516, and then slow from 18, solid all the way into Puyallup. Westbound 16 at I-5, we cleared a collision. And again, we have that high wind advisory on the Narrows Bridge. Pro Sculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. You can book your free consultation at prosculpt.com. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thanks, Lori. Now your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny, breezy, and upper 50s this afternoon. We do get cold at night, near 40 overnight in Seattle the next couple nights. Sunny and low 60s the next couple days. Right now, we're sunny and 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I want to thank Home Comfort Alliance when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. There's only one company I can think of when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. There's only one company. So I got stuck on that. It's Home Comfort Alliance.
Nice.
Home Comfort Alliance. The comfort people. You know, I have a feeling your head's not really in the show, Joe. You're busy. I see you looking at the TV up there. You're not even sitting in your seat. Oh, there you go. Teeny's got to get in place. There you go, Teeny. There she is. We have to put her on the ground in between shows. I don't believe it either. No other show recognizes the power and the intelligence of Teeny over there.
Every once in a while, though, I'll forget to take her down, and I see her in the back.
It's fun. Isn't it fun for everybody? There we go. All right, this day in history, and there's a lot of crazy good stuff in this one. So let's see. It was 1492. He sailed the ocean blue, Christopher Columbus. Oh, sorry, we're not allowed to talk about him anymore. Nope. No, he's a terrible man. 1792, the White House, a cornerstone is laid.
Nice.
Comedian Lenny Bruce is born in 1925. People don't appreciate Lenny Bruce. We should do something on Lenny Bruce.
Okay.
1943, Italians switch sides to declare war on Germany. Yikes. As if you're losing, you're like, let's go over there. Charlie Rich responding to the fact that John Denver had won the CMA award. And what he did on stage, we should probably do that one. 1977, Palestinians hijack a German Highlander. 1997, John Denver dies in an aircraft accident. Grand jury dismisses Jean Benet Ramsey for the murder case, and Chilean miners are rescued at 60 days underground. All right, let's do John Denver. First of all, he was born John Henry, like Dorfenheimer Schmidt or something like that. And he changed his name to John Denver.
Smart.
Yeah, self-taught with a guitar. And people thought his voice was sort of whiny and his music was all sort of saccharine. But the guy actually had some pretty big hits, like Leaving on a Jet Plane, which was really written about people, young men going over the Vietnam War. It wasn't until Peter Paul Mary sang it that it really took off. His big hit that everybody knows him for is Rocky Mountain High, which apparently while writing it, he was high on LSD and marijuana.
Aha! That makes sense.
Take Me Home, Country Roads.
See, that's the one I know him for.
There's a Joe Mencken, or Joe, what's his name, from West Virginia, Manchin. Joe Manchin. So Joe Manchin from West Virginia. A friend of mine told me the story that Joe Manchin was being introduced, Senator Joe Manchin being introduced. His son gets up at this, like about 100 people there. They're at this rich guy's house up in Alaska. You might know we're from West Virginia, and before my dad gets up here, of course, the only thing you guys know about West Virginia is, of course, country roads. And with that, he launches into Country Roads, right? Take Me Home, Country Roads. And people think, oh, he's going to sing the first verse. Sang the whole thing. A cappella. By the third verse, it was really uncomfortable. But then the senator gets up and goes, how about my son, everybody? How about him? Country Roads. All right. Back to John Denver. He was very involved in a whole bunch of different charities, and he was actually supposed to be the first citizen in space for the shuttle ride of January 1986. But remember, Christy McAuliffe went instead of him because John Denver's agent said, no, don't go. You've got a bunch of concerts booked you got to go do. So he didn't go, and his life is spared there. Gave money to the AIDS crisis, the Arctic National Wildlife, went to Russia to raise money for those who were affected by Chernobyl. So just a caring guy, misunderstood, a lot of drinking, and he abused 2 of his wives. But let's play this part right here. So Charlie Rich, so he wins, John Denver wins the 1975 CMA Entertainer of the Year Award. And Charlie Rich decides to get up on stage because he doesn't think he's country music. And
the winner.
Opening the envelope. Explain to everybody what's happening at this point, Joe.
So Charlie Rich, previous year's Entertainer of the Year, gets up there to present the next year.
Yeah.
He opens the envelope. He's ripping it into all sorts of pieces. He kind of seemed a little bit drunk leading up to that point, so it might have been impaired. When he finally sees the name on the card, he pulls a lighter out of his pocket and he sets it aflame.
My friend, Mr. John Denver. I don't know what to say. I
wouldn't know what to say either.
John Denver was appearing at the award show via satellite from someplace in Australia.
Oh.
So the general consensus is that Charlie Rich thought John Denver didn't qualify. He was a pop music star.
Right. Wasn't real country.
Right.
So he sets it on fire, and that was probably the end of Charlie Rich's career as far as
it was. He was
nominating anybody, or at least he could attend barbecues.
He was banned from the Country Music Association for life, and his career hit a pretty tough turn after that.
The report of John Denver's death.
U.S. aviation crash investigators are in Monterey County, California tonight, trying to determine the cause of an accident that killed John Denver. The country rock singer died after the experimental plane he was piloting crashed into the Pacific just after takeoff.
That voice of singer-songwriter John Denver was silenced yesterday when the experimental plane he was flying alone crashed off the coast of California's Monterey Bay. The sheriff's department says Denver was flying about 100 yards from shore when something went wrong.
We were just watching it, and all of a sudden there was a puff and a popping sound, and it just kind of went up a little bit and absolutely straight down.
People say it ran out of gas. That's what they thought the problem was. So the gas wasn't getting into the engine. All right, here's my little run-in with him. he was in a bad mood when he came to Washington, D.C. I guess he was like, this is the tail end of his career. He had written a book. If anybody that was on our show in D.C., it was the tail end of their career. So he comes on, and I used to, like, any guest that was a singer, I always said, I can sing with you, or you let me sing. I sang with Michael McDonald. I sang with Bruce Hornsby, a bunch of different people, right? Mm-hmm. So I said to him, hey, if you stick around after the interview, we'll bring you seconds, come back, and we could sing. And he didn't like me. He just didn't like me. I said, I'd love to sing that song with you. You know, the one that hardly gets any attention? So close your eyes no, don't close your eyes tonight. Let it be me, not just a fantasy. And he looks at me and goes, you don't get it. And I went, what? I go, I love that song. He goes, it's not Don't Close Your Eyes. And I went, what? He goes, why would I sing Don't Close Your Eyes? The idea is don't close your eyes. Look at me. Like, what? You don't even get the words right. And I was like, but I know I love that song. How can you love the song? You don't even know the song. I was just sitting there like, wow, we're just a 10 o'clock in the morning crappy show. What?
Don't close your eyes tonight. Just look at me. See how many times I've cried for you. Don't close your eyes.
Well, now that I know it's Don't Close Your Eyes, it's a totally different song. But I thought it was So Close Your Eyes Tonight, Let It Be Me. That would be better. Like, listen, close your eyes and just think about that it's me, even though it's somebody else that you're having a little bit of monkey shine with. Anyway, at that point, during the commercial break, he not only had decided he wasn't going to sing, but he didn't want to sit next to me, so they moved his stool over, so I was one away. The guy just hated me. And then he's like, what's with the glasses? Because I was wearing glasses. And I go, so I can see. He goes, oh, you're just trying to be, like, more intelligent than you are? I'm like, why are you crapping on me? And I felt like saying, you'd rather have another host to interview you. Why don't you just close your eyes tonight? Let it be me.
Not just a fantasy. Let it be me tonight.
Yeah, he was in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you don't hold that against him. Maybe who knows what happened to him earlier in the day. Besides, he's on that show.
It's a good point.
I would have been mad if I were on that show, too.
Apparently never got over his drinking problems either.
Yeah. What's the old W.C. Fields joke? I don't have a drinking problem unless I can't get a drink. I never drink water because blank, fish blank in it. Everybody know the end of that?
Yeah.
Did you get that one?
Yep.
All right, there we go.
Thank you.
All right, got all that? All right.
Got it.
There's a day in history, including country rock star. I never knew he'd be described as that. All right, let's go. Lori checking traffic. Give us Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Seattle Sports. The 405 northbound off-ramp to 169. We have a collision just partly blocking that ramp. Bellevue to Federal Way now, a 50-minute drive. Bellevue to Everett, just under an hour at 59. If you're heading from Seattle to Federal Way, a 33-minute drive. Now, 167 slows out of Renton. You get a little break right before State Route 18, then sluggish all the way into Puyallup. Eastbound 18 is solid from I-5 all the way to C Street. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. I'm Lori, KIRO, real-time traffic.
All right, I'm going to guess if you're in your car and you've got a little plastic, little reminder that it's up there in the left-hand side of the windshield. It's telling you how many miles and or how many months until you change the oil and the fluids in the car. The reason it's there, well, it's twofold. One, you'll go back to the same place and do the same work again. Plus, also, it's a friendly reminder to let you know you should take care of your car. It doesn't, I can't think of any place but actually put a little plastic sticker on your body to remind you that you should take better care of yourself, that you should be proactive. But Longevity Medical Clinic, not with the little plastic reminder, but they've got doctors there, and they work with you throughout the entire year. And they make sure that you are taking care of yourself because they're using science and they're also being proactive rather than reacting to problems, medical problems that all of a sudden hit you. The good doctors there at Longevity Medical Clinic are looking for early indicators of signs that heart disease or diabetes or cancer might begin to develop. They have been in this business now for 25 years plus, and they are the best when it comes to longevity. I've been a patient since 2009. Check them out online at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
It's one of the busiest roads in our area, and it's one of the most cheated on toll systems in the state. I'm talking 167. That free ride ends next week, and I'm going to tell you all about it in Choke Points, Tuesday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Chris Sullivan's Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News. Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water's seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Parango and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I was amazed at how comfortable and at ease I was at my procedure in your office.
We have done a lot of these procedures. We'd like to help everyone we can, and it's something that when we're with the patient, we are just focused on that patient and getting them through it comfortably, meeting their needs and communicating effectively with them.
And you've done tens of thousands, multiple tens of thousands of these procedures.
Yeah, I personally have done over 100,000 LASIK, EVO, PRK procedures. And my partners also have done thousands of the refractive lens exchange cataract procedures. This procedure's been honed and refined. So we're always trying to push the field further to get better and better results and happier patients.
Call Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens today at 425-451-2020. Schedule a consultation or go to sharpvision.com. That's sharp-vision.com.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, where we stand by our quality gutter and gutter guard systems with a 30-year no-clog guarantee on all gutter guard systems we install. Call today and get $250 off gutter guard installation or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
All right, you writing to us is good and good for you. Teeny's going to get that letter of the day. Where's Paul in Sammamish been recently?
That's a great
I'm worried
question.
about him.
I am too.
No.
Come on, Paul. Get in there.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Paul? Teeny, have you been not giving Paul, huh? Teeny?
Well, the answer is no.
Oh, okay, good. 1-888-973-5476. Oh, welcome. Joe, want to give us an update on the score there? Yeah.
Yes, in the fourth inning, Jorge Polanco, or the top of the fifth, I mean, 3-run homer.
Mm-hmm.
Score is now 6-3. Mariners up.
Then they get a day off tomorrow, and then the Blue Jays come to town. And what's wrong?
Is that
Aaron getting all excited?
I'm so happy for Aaron.
Yeah, me too. Golly.
That's my favorite part about all this.
Yeah, that's the thing for being a fan. Because remember when we used to make fun of him, we were giving him a hard time. So April, the game gets, get going March and April. He's all excited. Then we would just put him on a spit and slowly rotate him around. And in June and July, we're twisting him, enjoying the sound of the popping of him, just the sadness. And then he's all depressed. And then we kept going back to him again. Every time the Mariners would lose a punch, we're just poking at him, just poking at him. And then they win 10 in a row. Then Aaron comes back in again, and I was more excited for Aaron than I was for the Mariners on Friday. Isn't that a weird feeling?
No.
And he walks around this building, and because he is the biggest Mariners fan and knows the most about it, everybody talks to him about the Mariners. Like, what do you think about this? And who should they pitch? Or they start? What do you think?
Constantly.
And he's just in the back. He's such a nice guy. And he's always like, well, we're going to have to see about that. It's like he carries the entire weight of the team on his shoulders. Oh. So Friday, I had the great honor of being able to listen to Rye do play-by-play for Lake Chelan, playing against in Leavenworth, the team there in Leavenworth. And so Rye was doing high school football play-by-play, plus also bringing everybody up to date on the Mariners game. Right. Because if you listen to KOZI, normally they carry the Mariners, but they said, no, we're a local community radio. We're going to cover high school football. So Rye had to apologize a couple of times, and then we'd give updates through the game. He said the best part was the football game, which really wasn't much of anything. Lake Chelan Goats won. He said the game ended, and I still had all this time, so I thought I'm just going to do play-by-play for the Mariners. So he sat there with his phone, and he's got an app on there that tells him where everybody is, and he just said that was the highlight of his evening, was to be doing live play-by-play for the Mariners winning there after the 15th inning.
They didn't go to the network. They just had Rye do it instead. That's nice. That's a good chance for Rye to do that.
One other funny story about that, they didn't have a press box. The coaches are in the press box, so he's in the stands. Of course, he's a kid, so he doesn't bring gloves, and he's freezing. So he's standing there. He had a hand mic the entire time, and he had to go to the bathroom at a certain point. So I don't know what. I guess the third quarter or fourth quarter or something like that. So he just started, the play back of the shotgun. Yates looks to the right, and then he stopped, like he acted like he had stopped in midseason. Presses the button, which then plays Kenny Chesney, "The Boys of Fall," which allows him to then just run off the stands, go to the bathroom, and come back, and then apologize later on. Sorry, folks, I don't know what happened there. I guess that song jumped in. So he intentionally played the song so he could go to the bathroom. So, man, you're learning all the tricks of the trade there, huh?
I wonder if he appreciates you telling that story.
He's the best.
Hey.
Here's Kenny Chesney with "The Boys of Fall" right here on KOZI. Oh, it's a longer intro.
I just played it from the beginning.
3:53. 62 degrees, going to be cold tonight. 37 degrees. Look out for that frost in the pumpkin. Here's Kenny Chesney with "Boys of Fall."
When I feel that chill,
nice.
Smell that fresh
the post. Nice.
I'm back in my helmet, please.
By the way, Kenny Chesney doesn't know how to play football because in the song, they win the toss, but they'll take the ball.
That's right.
What the hell's that all about? Let's go to Lori in traffic. Lori?
Bellevue to Federal Way right now, you're looking at a 50-minute drive, and Bellevue to Everett, there's about a 6-minute delay. Now, if you're heading from Seattle to Tacoma, we're looking at 43 minutes, and Seattle to Everett is just under an hour. Everett to Marysville, an easy 9-minute drive. We're pretty slow on 167 out of Renton. A little bit of a break just before 18, and then stop and go all the way into Puyallup. And then 18, really slow right now from I-5 all the way to C Street. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
That sensation we're all feeling right now?
It's the playoffs, man.
That's playoff fever.
They're good. They're going to win at home, and then we all want.
Yes. They're the talk of the town.
So excited I can hardly stand it.
KIRO News Radio has all the Mariners buzz.
Some of us even ate dirt. Some of us try to sway the outcome.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games.
A winning solution. Hearing Rick call
You're gonna wanna hear
home
Rick.
run.
You talk about a no-doubter.
Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Download the KIRO News Radio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO News Radio app.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977. And we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
Peace in the Middle East.
We have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to put the old feuds and bitter hatreds behind us.
Nor'easter heads out.
We're on the backside of the impact.
On day 13 of the government shutdown,
there are no signs that the government is going to open up anytime soon.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump and world leaders signed the Gaza peace plan in Egypt.
Nobody thought this could happen. With the historic agreement we've just signed, those prayers of millions have finally been answered. As you know, the hostages have been returned.
Reporter Linda Gradstein in Jerusalem.
Families held emotional reunions with the freed hostages who were held in Hamas captivity for 2 long years. All over Israel, people celebrated, especially at Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, where a crowd of tens of thousands cheered every time the photo of a freed hostage appeared on the screen.
The remains of 4 dead Israeli hostages were returned to Israel today. 24 others have yet to be returned. Israel has released nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees, and aid has begun flowing into Gaza. Now, CBS's Nancy Cordes says President Trump is now asking for countries to step up with cash.
It is estimated by regional leaders that it will cost about $53 billion to rebuild Gaza, and that money is going to have to be put up by wealthy nations like some of the countries whose leaders he spoke with today.
In a speech to the Knesset, Trump tells Israel that it's time to work toward peace. At least 1 death is being blamed for the nor'easter that prompted a state of emergency in New York and New Jersey. A 76-year-old woman was struck and killed by a solar panel in Brooklyn. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson.
The worst of the high tide cycles is now over, and the worst of the wind is over as well, as too is the rain.
CBS's Tom Hansen says for air travelers,
delay. That's because the FAA has issued ground delays for a lot of the major airports all across the Northeast, all the way up from Boston down to D.C., here at LaGuardia as well.
Meantime, authorities say more than 30 people were rescued and 3 are unaccounted for after remnants of a typhoon hit western Alaska. We're 13 days into the government shutdown, and neither chamber of Congress is in session today. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns says the Senate is slated to return tomorrow night.
We will see tomorrow, when lawmakers return here to Washington, whether enough Democrats are peeling over to support this bill, or whether, as they have shown over the past couple of weeks, remaining very adamant that they get some kind of health care deal before agreeing to support this government funding bill.
The House is not in session this week. Stocks jumped on Wall Street. Now this.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
It's been a close game, too, in Toronto this afternoon until just recently. Details coming up. But first, a look at traffic from the real-time traffic desk. Here's Lori.
Northbound I-5 in Seattle, that on-ramp from Mercer Street, we have a collision partly blocking the ramp. Linwood to Seattle is a 21-minute drive right now. And if you're heading from Bellevue to Linwood, that's 16 minutes. And if you're heading across the Lake Bridges into Seattle right now, pretty easy drive, 14 minutes, either 520 or I-90. Federal Way to Tacoma, a 19-minute drive. I'm Lori, KIRO, real-time traffic.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. The Seattle Mariners lead the series 1-0. Today's game started at 2:03, and right away the M's started off with 3 runs at their first bat. Bottom of the first, Toronto answered right back with 2 runs of their own. Ever since, it's been neck to neck until the top of the 5th.
Arozarena, the go-ahead run at second. The next offering.
Swinging a fly ball drilled right center field. This is back at the wall, and it's gone! Jorge Polanco, Mr. October. A 3-run smash over the wall in right field.
And now here we are at the top of the sixth, and it is now 7-3. The Mariners have batted in yet another run since then. Game 3 tomorrow right here in Seattle. Other news we're following. Seattle renters are on the move. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi explains.
A new Rent Cafe study finds that nearly half switch apartments within 2 years. It's not just because rent is going up. The city's booming housing supply and influx of tech workers from companies like Amazon and Microsoft are keeping the turnover high. Not to mention record home prices mean more people are renting longer, and they're looking for better deals. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Voodoo Donut is coming to Bellevue. The Portland-based donut shop opens its 25th location this Sunday on Main Street with a ribbon cutting at 8 a.m. The first 25 guests get a free dozen. Voodoo is also rolling out a Bellevue-exclusive Apple Orchard donut. 20% off opening day sales will support Bellevue LifeSpring, helping local kids in need. Seattle's Westlake Park is closed for a major makeover. The Seattle Parks Foundation says the park will shut down until May 2026 for construction. Upgrades include better lighting, leveled walkways, and improved accessibility. Outdated features like the fountain and arch will be removed. And now your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny, breezy, 58 for our afternoon high in Seattle. Overnight low drops to 40 the next couple nights. Back to sun and low to mid-60s through Wednesday. Right now, blue sky and 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Normal person?
I guess you could say I'm an Oreo cookie freak. I have an Oreo cookie jar, Oreo salt and pepper shakers. I like to collect anything with an Oreo on it. And I love to eat double stuffed ones. They're the best.
All right. Better.
Sure.
Couldn't tell what I thought you said oily cookie jar. Oreo.
Yes.
Got it. We'll take that. There's one normal listener. Diving in. There we go. Don't bring Eitan on yet. Don't bring him on yet, because we'll never get to any of this other news. But although Eitan, the loudest, most Jewish guest we have on the show, will be with us shortly. But standing by. President Trump addressing the Israeli parliament. Rapturous applause for the president.
And horns.
Yep. He better not mention Netanyahu, because people are not a fan of Netanyahu. But anyway, listen. Wow, a lot of applause.
I love this guy.
Well, the people that hate Trump must really be torn,
yes.
Right? Oh, so just 39 seconds of applause, Joe. Okay, thank you. Celebrating the return of the hostages.
After 2 harrowing years in darkness and captivity, 20 courageous hostages are returning to the glorious embrace of their families, and it is glorious. 28 more precious loved ones are coming home at last to rest in this sacred soil for all of time. And after so many years of unceasing war and endless danger, today the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land that is finally at peace, a land and a region that will live, God willing, in peace for all eternity.
All right, one last comment.
This is not only the end of a war. This is the end of an age of terror and death, and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God. It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East. I have never seen anything like what's going on today all over the world. People are dancing in the streets, not just in Israel. They're dancing in the streets of countries that would have never danced in the street about what's happening today. They're dancing in those streets. So this long and difficult war has now ended. You know, some people say 3,000 years, some people say 500 years, whatever it is. It's the granddaddy of them all. And in an unprecedented achievement, virtually the entire region has endorsed the plan that Gaza will be immediately demilitarized, that Hamas will be disarmed, and Israel's security will no longer be threatened in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, from your mouth to God's ears, because Iran doesn't give up easily, and the rest of the terrorists that are sort of involved in the destruction of Israel, they still want blood. So, here he comes.
Shalom, John Curley! And let me just say, Shalom, Coach Bay, Seattle! L'chol kulam, l'chagugot, it's askat b'nei haruvot hazo, al yedei yershot tatzpeh mitrunoto!
Exactly.
You know what that means? It means, hello, people of Seattle. Everyone go celebrate this hostage deal by whipping the tar out of Toronto,
Whoa!
baby. Let's go Mariners.
All right, so since you brought it up, and you are a sports fan, you want to do sports first or hostages return first? What do you want to do? Your choice.
I'm a Met fan. It's I will say that one of those recently became worse than the other one. These are all of my Met. This guy, they paid him $1 billion, nothing. This guy, they paid him $1 billion, nothing. This guy's going to ask for 7 years and $1 billion in the offseason, nothing. The only person that I trust is the mensch on the bench that I got at a Brooklyn Cyclones game. That is it. I'm sponsored by Mensch on a Bench. A lot of people have Gatorade sponsorships. I'm sponsored by the Mensch on a Bench LLC.
Hey, Talon, as soon as I heard about the hostages, after 738 days, held longer than the hostages that were held during the Carter administration and then ending there at the beginning of the Reagan administration. 250 that were taken, 2,000 prisoners and detainees of Hamas. These were prisoners of war. They're being released. 4 bodies have been returned. 24 of the deceased there in Gaza have not been returned. But as soon as I heard the news, I said to Joe, we got to get Eitan on, because when this first started, right after October 7th, we spoke to you a couple of weeks afterwards, and you were not only angry, but really hurt by the fact that you were walking down the streets of New York and on various, polls and anything that people could put signs up saying, here is my child, please return the hostages, let the hostages go. And do you remember how you felt about that?
Yeah, I mean, they were tearing down the hostage posters, after October 7th. And my annoyance was that why would you tear it down? Why would you not just put up a sign about suffering in Gaza next to it? There's no reason to delete each other's trauma through this. And let me just say, those people tearing down the hostage posters, do us all a favor. Go out there. Take them down. They don't need to be up anymore. We got to the end of the war. The hostages are back. If you love tearing them down after October 7th in 2023, you should love doing it after October 7th in 2025.
Were you shocked Were you shocked when you're walking down the streets of New York? Now, New York has the greatest concentration of Jews living in the United States. You walk down the street and you see there's a picture of a baby on one of these posters, and then people have ripped it as best they possibly can, destroying the thing. Were you shocked by that reaction?
Yeah, yes, I was, because I thought that, at the beginning, we've learned a lot about each other as a society during this war. And one thing is that I did not think there would be such dehumanizing of the other sides. That was a big thing to overcome, and a big thing to kind of realize in real time, that there was actual, I get how you can be angry about the response, totally. But that anger was often, one, geared towards Jews in America who didn't affect this, and two, was also framed as they deserved it. It's good that they're there. This is what happens, and it was a way to delete the humanity of Israelis. And it just was like completely inappropriate thing. And I want to point out also, the crowd that was so energized against Israel and was so energized for a ceasefire and was so energized to end suffering have been silent since the ceasefire has happened. Today is the first time in 2 years where Palestinians in Gaza are celebrating, where they're getting home a lot of the people that were detained, and the Israelis are celebrating getting home the hostages that were taken on October 7th. And it's like everyone in Gaza is celebrating, and then everyone at the Free Gaza rallies could not be more bummed out. It's like they're all sad that like the ride is over, which just kind of speaks to the lack of humanity the lack of connection, the lack of authentic want to try to find a meaningful end to this. It just has shown in the past 24 hours of a reaction. And I will say this, there's a lot of like Palestinian comics and stuff like that who I don't agree with, who have posted about it in a way where I'm like, okay, I don't agree with you, but it's clear that you had a connection to this. I get that your family and this was a real thing to you. But at the same time, I'm seeing all these other people who it clearly meant nothing to. It wasn't anything more than a clickbait. It was a chase. It was, let's go to a party. It was, let me post, so I can do this thing, even though it doesn't mean anything, in a deeper level. And that's kind of like what the past 24 hours has been like for me. And also just elation, absolute elation. Like today, I think the one thing that really stood out to me about the hostage deal was that so rarely is there a definitive end to a chapter. Like COVID, there wasn't like this is the day COVID ended.
Right.
Even with like the, Afghanistan pullout and all that stuff, it wasn't like there was a definitive end of day thing. There's obviously a lot more work that has to be done in phase 2 with Hamas and figuring out what to do with Gaza is obviously a long road. But today was one of those rare times where we got a definite conclusion. The hostages are back. This chapter is over, and now we can begin the process of what comes next. And it's so rare that you get an opportunity to just feel that cathartic weight get taken off of you.
Yeah, it's like going 15 innings against the Tigers.
Yeah, that's right. It's like watching the Mets collapse. No, it's okay. But that's what it is. And let me just say, by the way, Donald Trump, I'm not a Donald Trump guy. This guy is the only D-bag that could get all the other D-bags to get in line with him. Donald Trump deserves every single trophy of all time. Everyone's trying to figure out, how do we fix inflation? What do we do with racism? How do we end hunger? I'm like, just give him an Oscar award and he'll handle it, okay? Just name a problem. Oh, childhood education, that's an issue? Good. Soul Train Award. Boom. Done. Clint, you want clean water? Boom. Tony Award for Trump the Musical. Just everyone's essing him up. Just do it. Like, it's so funny that the only person, and if Kamala and Biden were in charge, we'd be in this war for 50 more years. Trump was the only one, and I say this is not, I think he's a menace in so many ways. I think that the stuff with ICE and as a president of America, not a fan, but he was the supreme D-bag that lined up all the other D-bags in that region and said, hey, do you guys want American money? Then shut up and handle your man, okay? And then he went to Netanyahu and said, if you pull any more stuff, I will castrate you chemically, okay? That's what's going to happen right now. I will rip off your schmeckle if you don't stand the line, BB. And that's how it all happened. And you know what? At the end of the day, I do think that for the first time in my lifetime ever, there is a clear path to something. And there's a lot that obviously has to happen between. But we learned that the best way to get anything done is just to, J.O. Trump and then just hope for the best.
So he comes in. So a guy from Queens,
mayor of New York.
A guy from Queens, New York, understands how to talk to Netanyahu, understanding that, listen, if you keep doing this, then you're not going to get what we could give you. And Netanyahu also lost a ton of support in Israel. They were going to bring him up on various charges, right? So I think even at some point that Trump asked the president, Isaac Herzog, to pardon Netanyahu because he knows that, you got to do me a little favor here because if not, he's going to spend some time in the Gray Bar Hotel. So it is very complicated. Yes, go ahead.
John, Trump is going to drop Netanyahu like I do 2 dates after I match with someone on Hinge, okay?
Yes.
He's going to lose that number quick. Netanyahu there was a rally that happened in Hostage Square a couple days ago where it was Witkoff, Ivanka, who will be the president, just saying that.
Okay.
Ivanka and Jared, and the 3 of them. And what happens when Bibi gets referenced?
They boom.
Boos.
Boos, yeah.
They boom. And what happens when Trump gets referenced? Cheers. It's because Israeli society saw that there was a difference between Trump and Bibi. I think that Bibi is a loser. Trump does not like being associated with losers. It's how often have we had someone in his White House or whatever that just was polling poorly or just had negative vibes around them that got cut off completely. And I do think that's what's going to happen with Bibi, where Trump does not want to deal with a guy who's unpopular in Israel. What he wants to do is find whoever the next person is. And I do think that he's asking Jared, like, hey, do you want to be president here? That moment during the Knesset speech was literally Bibi Netanyahu in the most cowardly, petty way with nothing else to gain, just being like, hey, Donald, do me one thing. Please just ask them to pardon me.
Yeah.
And Trump said, yeah, sure, whatever, loser. And that's it. And that'll be the end of it. And Gezeit Gesund, that's the end of a Megillat Bibi. You can quote me on that. I want Gezeit Gesund, that's the end of Megillat Bibi, to be trending in Seattle.
Hashtag. Real quickly, what is it that Netanyahu did that caused the people of Israel to hate him so much during the hostage? From October 7th, 2023, what was the beginning of the end of Netanyahu's popularity?
He kept the war going, like fully. There are documented cases. And I want to say this. The 2 people that were in charge of negotiating this, the 2 parties are Bibi and Hamas. Hamas is number one responsible for it. They are the ones that are responsible for this. That being said, there were a lot of times where Bibi would bomb another country out of nowhere or would do something or would renege on a thing that had happened that was documented. And Hamas was also doing their own shenanigans. They are a terror group. It's a bunch of children. It's like asking a bunch of children to solve a Rubik's Cube, when you're going for the Hamas side of it. But Bibi did it did thwart and undercut the process at a couple times. And then I will say this also, the way that he dealt with the hostage families was disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And at a certain point, the tension in Israel became between the hostage families and the government. And I'll tell you, you don't want to be on the government side of that. And that's why, just there's a stench on Bibi at this point. I hope he ends up in prison. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
All right, quickly back.
I hope he goes for it. Yeah.
Listen, from your mouth to God's ears with this, if this peace continues, Qatar is sending pilots to train in Idaho. There is a meeting that took place. Trump wasn't there for this one. This is the one that's taking place, the Summit of Peace that's going on in Egypt. So they're not there for that. But they've asked him.
You know why Bibi isn't there, by the way?
Yeah, why isn't he there?
Because it's a holiday. It's actually Sukkot right now. It's the last days of Sukkot, so he can't go to actually deal with it, which is an interesting, I'm no rabbi, but like, go over there. What are you doing? Like,
He should probably be there. Prediction: how will the Mariners do against the Blue Jays?
Let me just say, Big Dumper is going to take a big old one on the rest of the Blue Jays this season. I'm rooting for the Mariners. They are who I am hoping wins. I love Cal Raleigh. I'm a big Julio Rodriguez fan. Last year, I pitched a game out there. The stadium's beautiful. I love throwing fish at people. That's a big part of your culture. Go celebrate this hostage release by getting a voodoo donut at the new Voodoo Donuts in Bellevue.
Oh, look at you, Eitan, listening. God love you, my friend. I got to call you about something happening in Make-A-Wish, so I'm going to call you about that after the show.
Yes.
But enjoy.
October 29th, I'm in Topps trading cards. I'm in the set that is releasing October 29th.
There you are. Baby. Bang, right there. There he goes. Loudest, happiest two we know, right there. Eitan, celebrate the hostages coming home, and of course the Mariners sweeping, or at least beating the Blue Jays and coming back with the World Series. Hey, there he goes. Thank you, Eitan. How are you? My ears. My ears. I'm sitting on Spilkas over here.
You're what?
Sitting on Spilkas.
Oh, sitting.
That's
okay.
like pins and needles. Lori, checking traffic for us, Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by AAA. Northbound I-5, the on-ramp from Mercer. It looks like we still have a collision partly blocking that ramp. Everett to Seattle right now is just over a half an hour, 35 minutes. Linwood to Bellevue, a 17-minute drive on 405 southbound I-5. So it's right around that 5 curve all the way to the T-Dome, making Federal Way to Tacoma just about an 18-minute drive. We're seeing a big slowdown on 16. Well, a little slowdown as you get off of I-5, but then from the west end of the bridge all the way into Gig Harbor, it's stop and go. AAA Washington membership unlocks epic roadside rescues, hundreds of local perks and discounts, travel and insurance, expertise, and somehow even more. Join today. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
All right, I kept hearing these commercials on KIRO Radio. If you're over the age of 50 and you don't want to wear glasses or contacts, and you're concerned about cataracts, find out about RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange, from K2 Vision. So I thought, you know what? I want to go. I don't want to wear readers and glasses. I'm over the age of 50, and I hate the fact that I got a whole drawer of glasses, pair to see at night, something else to read up close and then further away. Hated it. And I just didn't like contact lenses. So I go in and meet Dr. Kopstein there at K2 Vision RLE, and he explains to me he's done more than 100,000 of these procedures. But then the next thing he said, which was pretty shocking, he said, listen, I'm not going to do this procedure on you unless it's going to have great results. Not just good results, but great results. So I might tell you to come back in 10, 15, or 20 years. I'm like, no, please fix my eyes now. He said, no, unless it's going to have a great result. So he looked at my eyes, said, yes, you'd be a good candidate for this. I go back in. I get 5 minutes on one eye, 5 on the other, so 10 minutes altogether. I go back in the next day. I have 20/20 vision. 20/20 vision. You don't want to wear glasses, no contacts, no readers. You got to check them out. K2VisionRLE.com. Set up a Zoom consultation at K2VisionRLE.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
It's one of the busiest roads in our area, and it's one of the most cheated on toll systems in the state. I'm talking 167. That free ride ends next week, and I'm going to tell you all about it in Choke Points, Tuesday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Chris Sullivan's Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News. Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Parango and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Upgrading attic insulation is a popular and cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient, slashing utility bills. Call now and save $299 off attic ceiling and ventilation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Ooh, mate, remember those yodelers who met in the Alps? I wired them euros from the bank, and they sent me their yodels in a can.
You wired money for canned yodels? That is so dumb. Banks are slow, and they hide fees and overseas transfers and exchange rates.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
If you're gonna send money to Europe, just use Wise. Wise is super fast and never hides fees.
Smart. You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Game 2 of the American League Championship Series in Toronto underway. 7th inning, and the M's are on their 3rd pitcher already. Gilbert started, relieved by Bizzardo, and now it's Vargas on the mound. But we're at bat. Here's what the 6th inning sounded like.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive, center field, falling fast. It's down. It's a base hit. Rivas will score from third base, and the Mariners have added another. J.P. Crawford.
The M's are up now, and seconds ago, Josh Naylor sent a 2-run homer to right field. It is now 9-3. Mariners extend their lead. A fire in Graham left a man and woman dead today. Emergency crews rushed to a home along Webster Road East around 11 a.m. Brianna Senstrom with Central Pierce Fire and Rescue says there were hoarder conditions in the house and water supply issues.
The house was engulfed in flames when we arrived, so it is hard to say, at what point the individuals passed from their injuries. Obviously, having those conditions creates a complicated environment for our firefighters, but the house, there was flames visible when we arrived.
The people who died were in their 70s. No word yet how the fire started. Seattle police are searching for a suspect after a man is severely assaulted with a machete just after 8 last night. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
Police say the 53-year-old victim was arguing with his estranged girlfriend near Northwest 46th Street and 9th Avenue Northwest when the woman's new boyfriend stepped in and began hacking the victim with a machete. SPD Detective Eric Munoz says,
these are severe injuries to his head, forearm, and left hand. And the laceration to the left side of the head was very, very deep.
So far, police have no suspect in custody, but say Linwood PD is now part of the investigation. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And now let's go to our real-time traffic desk. Here's Lori.
In South Center, right before 405 on southbound I-5, we have a collision. That one's sitting in the left lane. We still have a problem on the Mercer Street ramp to northbound I-5. Seattle to Everett now is 50 minutes. South 5 slows around that 5 curve to the T-Dome. You get a break, and then from 16, pretty solid all the way to 512. Bellevue to Linwood, a 37-minute drive. And 167 stop and go. This is southbound from 18 all the way into Puyallup, and 16 westbound from the west end of the bridge all the way into Gig Harbor. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thank you, Lori. Here's your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Looks good the next couple days. Sunny and lows to our highs in the low to mid 60s through Wednesday. 57 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio Northwest News.
Heat waves. It's like a lid on a pot. High pressure traps heat and blocks out cool air. KIRO 7 Pinpoint Future Track alerts you to heat waves days in advance. And KIRO team coverage on KIRO 7 Pinpoint Alert Days keeps you plugged in so you can prepare and stay safe. Watch KIRO 7 Pinpoint Weather only on KIRO 7 News.
Well said, well read, Joe. Bucky's Auto Service Centers with 16 locations, been around for 55 years. Take that car of yours to Bucky's Auto Service Centers. Listeners that were listening, Rob wrote in, you definitely said the S word instead of sitting on spilkas. Did you not? Did I say a bad word, though? Andrew, nothing gets by Andrew.
You said that?
Yeah.
Who said that?
My friend Rob.
But who does he say said that?
John I said the S word instead of sitting on spilkas. Rob says I would said.
Oh, okay. Well, let's stop talking about it, maybe.
All right. All right. Let me know when we're on the air.
Sure, I can do that.
You'll notice that's what I asked you. I'm sorry, you're doing what on what?
Sitting on spilkas.
That's right.
A little bit of Yiddish. My years living with Matthew Bernstein. That's I'm sitting on spilkas over here. That's like pins and needles. She's Fabicina. Fabicina means unattractive, like an unattractive person, not physically, but then also emotionally. Anyway, there's a little bit of Yiddish for you.
What about spelting? Is that a thing?
Spritzing, like the sweat. Yeah, there you go. Good. Thank you for that. Excuse you. Any other Yiddish you need? No. Okay.
Sitting on what again?
Spilkas. Okay, here's the bad news. By the way, a wage is a price, and a price is a wage, whether it's a human being or a hamburger. I'm sorry. I know that upsets people, but let's talk a little bit of minimum wage real fast, please.
Minimum wage.
Wow. Yeah, so when you get Gavin Newsom, go back to Newsom, 2023, Newsom said we're one step closer to a fairer wage. Well, he said that about minimum wage. When they took it up to about $20 an hour, we're one step closer to a fairer wage. Who determines what a fair wage is? Right? Because if the price of a hamburger, why doesn't the government also determine the price of French fries and hamburgers and pizzas? Because they could do the same thing and they determine the value of a human being and what that human being can produce. So they step in with minimum wage because it's the fair thing to do. So the last thing I'd seen from Reason.com, unfortunately, 18,000 jobs have been lost. Too bad. So when the law was passed in April 2024, half a million workers would be affected by it. 18,000 jobs are gone so far, and more will leave as well because they simply cannot afford to hire that person at $20 an hour, and the price will continue to go up. But as Gavin Newsom said, we're one step closer to a fairer wage. Now, for the people that were working there and all of a sudden it got to $20 an hour, well, their true minimum wage is $0 because, again, when the government steps in and tries to determine the value of something, they often misjudge. And the same thing happened with DoorDash, right? Remember when DoorDash came in and they did the first thing? New York City was the first to do it in 2023. They were going to try to make things fairer for people that were working there in the app industry, restaurant deliveries. Well, Seattle followed suit, the same exact thing. And if you were a DoorDash person, when Seattle put it in place in 2024, up to $26 an hour, 33,000 less orders. In the first 2 weeks, they wiped out $1 million worth of restaurant sales. And if you were a DoorDash delivery guy, you lost about, that decline from 2023 to 2025 is about 28% of your revenue. That's your income. Why? Because the government stepped in and tried to determine what the value was, not understanding that there's a third party, which is the person sitting there waiting for the hamburger to be delivered to their house. And when all of a sudden they realize like 30 or 40% of the cost of the delivery of the food is the delivery, they're like, forget it. They're not going to order from those guys anymore. So restaurant sales are down. DoorDash drivers aren't making as much money. And when the Seattle City Council
tried to say, hey, let's roll it back to like $19 or something. And I think Sarah Nelson was the vote on that to say yes. Everybody else said, no way, we want to make sure we protect those people. So they just rejected it, and now it'll continue to be a demise. Because again, when the government comes in and tries to determine what the fair wage should be, they're involving themselves in a business that they have no idea how that thing works. They think that they're doing something good, and in the end, the people end up losing jobs or losing income. And then the city council just moves on to the next mistake that they've made. And I saw this because I wanted to find out how many restaurants in Washington have closed. Well, it's up to 2,000 so far. And then when they interviewed the various restaurants in the state of Washington, in fact, more restaurants closed in 2024, 2025 than closed during the COVID lockdown. Because, same thing. When you increase the cost of gas, as we have in order to save the planet, which is a total and absolute joke, when you increase the cost of the employee, when you increase the cost of gas and cost of goods, everything causes the problems to go all the way downstream to the person who's sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I just ordered chicken masala and I got a bottle of wine and the bill was $210 and there was a 20% service charge. Well, I'm not going out to dinner anymore. So the waiter doesn't get the service, and the government, the city council or the state of Washington, thinks they're doing something good. And again, what they're doing is just simply raising the cost of the production of whatever it is that's going into it. And why don't they also determine the price of all the hamburgers and the coffee? Because they think they do such a good job of determining the value of a human being's production. They fail there. They fail every single time when they want to get involved in the free market. So they'll just continue to have this demise. So 2,000 restaurants closed. It's interesting when they interviewed these people that own the restaurants, they're like, well, the cost of this, they didn't want to say it, although they sort of alluded to it. They said, well, the probably is Seattle economic uncertainty at a national level, desire for work-life balance. That's what's saying that. Plus also they said, employees, you can't pay the employee what the state wants you to pay the employee and still run a business, so they end up going out of business. And then the workers experience the true minimum wage, which is zero.
Learn some economics.
In Washington, D.C. in 2022, the people there in D.C. said, yeah, we want all the waiters to make, I don't know what it was, $20 an hour or $22 an hour, something like that. So they passed it. They asked the people, again, that have no idea what it takes to run a business. They all said, yes, do it. Well, about a month and a half ago, the restaurant owners came to City Hall there in D.C. and said, please, get rid of this. You're killing us. About a third of us are going to close within the year if you continue to have to force us to make these payments to these people. We don't have the margins for this. And all these people showed up at the D.C. City Council meeting to scream and yell about, stealing wages from hardworking waiters. Well, the restaurant guys were like, there will be no job. They will have no money unless you allow us to make those adjustments. And the mayor of D.C. said, yeah, roll them back. Bring the prices back so we don't have to pay as much so the restaurants can stay open. This will never happen in Seattle because, the rational thinking people that understand how businesses work, those are not the people that are sitting there behind the desk determining what your fair wage should be. And it's sad. It's really sad. By the way, also a little local news. Apparently, Katie Wilson didn't show up for a debate, right? Was there supposed to be a debate?
She pulled out of the great debate on Saturday.
Oh, that was on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
So Bruce Harrell was there. But did Bruce speak at all?
He did. He spoke for an hour.
Without Katie?
Without Katie.
Do we know why? Did you talk to Katie's people?
I haven't heard back yet. Yeah.
Did you text her and say, why weren't you at this one? Because I would say, listen, she's whooping his butt in most of these debates.
Well, and interestingly enough, so Rachel Savage was scheduled to speak, and this is where even the council members got a chance to do their debate. So it was like a 8 panel debate. Her opponent never agreed to appear, so that was one opponent that didn't show up. That's kind of to the left.
Yeah,
same with Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah Nelson's opponent also did the same thing.
Yeah.
Didn't agree, and then for whatever reason, Katie Wilson decided at the last minute. So it seems like all the front runners, for whatever reason, decided to pull out of this one.
Maybe, yeah. I guess if you don't need to debate, if you're ahead, you don't want to make any sort of mistakes at all, and let Bruce Harrell just sit there and do his thing. I don't know. I haven't seen the latest polls about how they're doing, but Katie not being in that thing, it'd be interesting to see what they're, because we talked to her campaign director,
we
right?
do, yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for an answer.
People still get mad at me about endorsing her. I just said, listen, let's try socialism. Right. Let's let them try it. She's all in on that socialism stuff. And then once people try it, then we're like, okay, we tried it. It doesn't work. And then we keep going, try something different. So that's why I said to endorse her, because rather than this soft socialism, let's just go all in. Just try it. See if it works.
Makes sense.
Hasn't worked anywhere else, but maybe it'll work in Seattle. All righty. Got all that? All right. Here's Lori checking traffic. Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Southbound I-5, the on-ramp from Martin Luther King Jr. Way. Look out for a stall that's partly blocking the ramp. We still have blockage on North 5 from Mercer getting on to northbound I-5 and southbound I-5 before 405 in South Center. We have a collision in the left lane. Seattle to Everett right now is just under an hour at 50 minutes. Southbound I-5 slows around the 5 curve pretty much all the way to 512 now. Bellevue to Linwood, 37-minute drive, and 16 westbound from the west end of the bridge into Gig Harbor. Download the Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thank you, Lori. It's so nice to be able to have organization in your house. I can tell you it's so much more peaceful now, especially when it came to the master bedroom and the closet in the other room, and then, of course, the garage as well. Because it was, well, the problem is Nick is very, very organized. And she can't stand the fact that I'm very disorganized. And if we had a closet, she said to me, that had drawers and cabinets, we could fold up all of your T-shirts and all of your socks, and it wouldn't end up on the floor, and you would know where everything is. It would just be so much better. Plus, the garage is a complete mess because all of your projects that you half-ass are facing you every time we open the garage door. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. If you can find a local company that is family-run and been around for a while, hire them. And a little bit of quick search. She says, how about Closets by Design? 22 years, family-run business, and they make sure that they customize everything. I said, hire them, get them to come in here. So they did, and an amazing job. And my goodness, I thought this was going to cost me an arm and a leg. You ready? Closets by Design gives you 40% off plus 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. The best to call when it comes to having organization in closets and cabinets that are custom for you. It's Closets by Design, 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. I'm here with good news. Protecting your home has never been easier, thanks to our flexible financing options that can fit any budget. With Guardian's acclaimed services, you can upgrade or repair your roof, gutters, attic insulation, and even prevent moss without straining your wallet. Plus, it's all backed by our Guardian Guarantee. Why wait? Start guarding your home today. Call to hear about our flexible financing options or visit guardianroofing.com.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000?
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So, do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
Hey 12's Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. For men 40 and older, a simple PSA blood test can help intercept prostate cancer early. You can get the simple test before the Crucial Catch game October 20th at Ticketmaster Tailgate.
Boom, ba bum, ba bum, bum. Here's the problem with this AI stuff, Joe. So this woman, so the story goes, this woman was drunk at a Olive Garden, and they threw her out. Yes, right?
No. She got arrested for being drunk in public,
Okay.
but nowhere near an Olive Garden. Had nothing to do with
But then they took a picture of her. Then somebody found a photograph of her when she was being booked, and it's a very attractive woman.
Mhm.
So then somebody takes that photo and then puts it up that she was a waitress at Olive Garden and threw breadsticks at customers, made the whole thing up because the customer didn't give her the proper tip on a $100 order. Well, the woman, her name is Megan Ashley, and she's in College Station, so she tells her story on TikTok. She's trying to clear her name because someone has just completely made up this whole story about her. So
I'm not 26. I don't live in St. Louis, and I've never worked at an Olive Garden a day in my life. Recently, somebody decided to use my mugshot and create a fake story, probably using AI or whatever.
by the way, this story got 10 million views.
More than that at this point.
Right, because someone's like, wow, look at this really attractive Olive Garden waitress that beat somebody over the head with breadsticks.
For why I got arrested, and it went viral on Facebook. People are now making videos on TikTok, which is why I'm on TikTok now, and I'm trying to get my part out there. Because now it's TikTok, Twitter, reporters are trying to get me to tell a story of a fake news becoming so viral and causing character or defamation, whatever. For the record, I was arrested for PI in August, shortly after my mom had passed away.
PI?
Public intoxication.
Thanks, Joe.
And that was already a low point in my life. And whenever that mugshot got the likes and reactions on Facebook the first time, it was 300, 400 or something like that. And I already thought, to me at that moment, it was so many people. And I was already so low, and it was just a lot. And now this has resurfaced, but with a different story, a crazy one at that, with my information being leaked out onto some of these pages, and I'm getting text messages, and it's just it's insane. Literally, the internet is insane.
Okay, my advice to her is to go to Olive Garden and beat somebody over the head with breadsticks and then turn to the camera and say, that wasn't me. It was a made-up story. This is the story behind it. But you have to, you got to play. You got to kind of meet them where
Embrace
they are.
it, yeah.
What do you think of that idea?
I think it's a great idea. And she's a great-looking girl. She could probably capitalize on this if she plays it right.
Right. So it's it's the art of war.
That's right.
So she go to Olive Garden and hit somebody with a breadstick, and then turn to the camera and say, "I never did it. I did it here, but on that." Right then it would get going.
If I did it, like OJ.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
If I did it,
there you go.
this is what it
and
would
then
look
move
like.
to Florida and play golf. Okay, there we saved her.
Nice.
I assume you tried to call her and she doesn't want to come on.
Of course not.
Okay, fine. You can sweet talk a whole bunch of people.
That's true.
All right, not her though. All right, let's check with Lori. She's checking traffic for us, Lori.
Just 1 minute delay, Seattle to Everett. Seattle to Tacoma right now, 41 minutes. Your travel times out of Bellevue, pretty average. To Linwood, 31 minutes. And to Renton, just a 30-minute drive. Now, 3 lanes of northbound I-5 from exit 24 to Military Road is going to start closing tonight at 9 p.m. And then 3 lanes, that's northbound. Then 3 lanes southbound, that'll start closing at 11:30 this evening. And the weekend's full eastbound closure of 520 has been canceled, as well as the nightly off-ramp closures to Montlake. I guess they'll get back on that next week. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
That sensation we're all feeling right now?
It's the playoffs, man.
That's playoff fever.
They're good. They're going to win at home, and then we all won.
Yes. They're the talk of the town.
So excited I can hardly stand it.
KIRO News Radio has all the Mariners buzz.
Some of us even ate dirt. Some of us try to sway the outcome.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games.
A winning solution. Hearing Rick call
You're gonna want to hear
home
Rick.
run. You talk about a no-doubter.
Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com and let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
You're miracle workers.
Don't know about that.
My drain was clogged.
Right.
You came in a jiffy.
And got right to work?
Now it's clear.
It's what we do.
Like I said, you're miracle workers.
Actually, we're plumbers.
Apollo Plumbers.
You want to see some real miracle workers?
Huh?
Just take a look at Seattle Children's.
Sure.
They're all hope, care, and cure.
All true.
And together, we can help them.
How so?
Your service fee?
Yeah?
Apollo Plumbing is donating it.
To benefit Seattle Children's Hospital.
We're donating all our service fees.
All month.
To help Seattle Children's provide outstanding care and support research.
And ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
That's the goal.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love the work they do at Seattle Children's.
So, I call, you come.
Apollo donates your service fee. All our service fees.
All month?
All the way to $20,000.
That's so Apollo Plumbing.
Always ready, right now.
You really are miracle workers.
Aren't we all?
Maybe so.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Doc, the one question I keep getting is, was it painful? Should I be nervous about the procedure for a refractive lens exchange? Do you get that question a lot?
Well, definitely, Spike. And I would expect everyone to be a little bit nervous about this. This is a procedure on your eyes. When you come, I think you'll be very comforted by our team. A little bit of medication under the tongue or orally so that you get nice and relaxed. Procedure itself typically takes between 5 and 7 minutes, is utterly painless before, during, and after the procedure. So once they're done, the most common thing we hear by far is, I can't believe it was that easy. I can't believe I waited that long to have this done.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020. That's 425-451-2020. Or go online to sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
For the news you trust.
Breaking news we are getting.
Experience matters.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We're on YouTube, our app, and 97.3 FM.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Egyptian president says President Trump's Mideast peace proposal represents the last chance for peace in the region. CBS's Matt Piper reports.
President Trump is calling for a new era of harmony in the Middle East. He says he's working to advance broader peace in the region, speaking during a global summit in Egypt on Gaza's future while signing a Gaza peace deal.
After years of suffering and bloodshed, the war in Gaza is over. Humanitarian aid is now pouring in, including hundreds of truckloads of food and medical equipment and other supplies, much of it paid for by people in this room.
He says there's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to declare the future will not be ruled by the fights of generations past. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Israel has released nearly 2,000 imprisoned Palestinians, while Hamas has released all 20 of its living Israeli hostages. Roger Carstens is a former U.S. Special Presidential Envoy for Hostage Affairs and says there will be reflection.
As you celebrate the fact that the war may be over and these hostages have come home, people are also going to be thinking about what was lost over the past 2 years.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he is set to meet with President Trump in Washington on Friday, where they will discuss the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. Zelensky adding,
the main topic is air defense, and also I will have a meeting with energy companies.
Ukraine's president has been lobbying Washington to supply U.S.-produced Tomahawk missiles. A nor'easter that lashed the East Coast this weekend is still packing strong winds and heavy rain, with conditions expected to last through tomorrow. CBS's Rob Marciano has more from Manasquan, New Jersey.
It is not a beach day by any stretch of the imagination. The winds have been howling. We've got some dunes on the beaches that snow drifts of 4, 5, 6 feet high from the wind that's been ripping down the beaches of the Jersey Shore. So this nor'easter, not a classic one, but a very slow moving one, has been pretty punishing to much of the East Coast.
Officials cautiously go through the area of an explosion that killed 16 people in rural Tennessee on Friday. CBS's Nicole Valdez reports.
One of the biggest issues and obstacles they're facing is the lack of evidence left behind. So they are working and sifting through whatever they're able to salvage to try to determine what may have triggered this explosion.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And SpaceX launches a Starship mega rocket on its latest test flight. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The latest action from Game 2 in Toronto coming up, but first we visit Lori at the real-time traffic desk.
Traffic is brought to you by KIRO Radio Rundown. Bellevue to Seattle right now, if you're heading on 520, it's a 14-minute drive, and I-90 just 17 minutes. Still have this accident, Martin Luther King Jr. Way to I-5. It's just partly blocking the ramp. South 5 slows from Federal Way to the T-Dome, then from 16 to 512, and then you're going to see more brake lights as you head past Joint Base Lewis McChord. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Nate Connors. The M's lead the early series 1-0, and this afternoon they look to finish with another win before bringing the series home tomorrow. Here's the latest from Rogers Center.
Here comes the pitch to JP. Swung on, cracked to center field. Varsho racing in. He's right there. He makes the catch. Gino tagging at third base. Here comes the throw home. Gino steams home. He will score. Sliding safely. JP Crawford, a sacrifice fly. Make it 10.
10-3. The Mariners lead as we head to the bottom of the eighth. In other news we're following, Seattle police arrest a man for carrying a loaded illegal short-barreled rifle with a 30-round magazine in Pioneer Square. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
It happened Sunday morning at bar closing time. Officers approached a man for trespassing in a Pioneer Square parking lot. Investigators say the rifle fell from the man's car. SPD Detective Eric Munoz says the arrest was part of SPD's nightlife emphasis patrols in Pioneer Square.
We've detained and arrested a man that was in possession of a rifle that he shouldn't have been and possibly prevented something more serious.
The man was cited and released. Charges are expected. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A 5-minute brawl inside the Thurston County Jail left several deputies hurt. The sheriff posted on Facebook that it started when an inmate attacked another in the G dorm. Deputies tried to break it up, but the inmate fought back hard. One deputy's knee was twisted. A sergeant chipped a tooth. The inmate ended up with a black eye and will be moved to isolation. They've now been rebooked for assaulting a corrections officer. Wild weather in Longview Sunday afternoon. The National Weather Service says strong winds hit around 3:13 in the afternoon. A meteorologist in Portland says someone reported seeing rotation in the clouds. That could mean a tornado, but they will not know for sure until they finish a storm survey. According to the Oregonian, at least 3 buildings have significant damage. And that leads us to our weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cold temperatures overnight, right around 40 for Seattle. Sunny and warm afternoons with highs into the low to mid-60s for the next couple days. Right now, crystal clear and 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
The key to industry transformation, the key to success is the Seattle Mariners.
There you go. Aton got in on that one, huh? Nicely done. All right, here we go. By the John Curley Show. Texting is good and good for you. Vent that spleen. You can live without it, so vent it first. 1-888-973-5476. Have it in the nose. There we go. Have it in
I'm Rick Riz with a reminder to join KOZI Saturday mornings with my good buddy Ry Curley, one of the most talented young broadcasters in the Pacific Northwest, and a second cup of coffee at 8:45 Saturday mornings on Cozy.
On Cozy. Here he comes, the most talented young broadcaster in the Pacific Northwest, my son. Ry Roller, you're going to spend a little time in the barrel here as I roll you around. Okay with that?
Yeah.
What's wrong? You know what? You know what's coming.
I look like an idiot today. I understand.
That's all right. We don't need to dwell.
Mariners are going to lose tonight. Their season will end, it's been fun.
Wait.
What? Yeah. I said this on whatever day that was. I said I don't think the Mariners are going to beat the Tigers.
Okay, so the Mariners.
And I'm standing by that.
Now, let me give you credit. You were right on a few things. You did explain that 6 to 7 innings we would see a pitcher, a Cy Young winning pitcher, just throw 102, 103 mile an hour fastballs. But then everything just sort of fell apart, and the Mariners just put it all together to go 15 innings. You don't mind being wrong.
No, and look, it's over the course of a baseball season, you make a lot of predictions. In fact, and I'm going to pat myself on the back here, I went on in August, and I said, this is in August, I said, hey, I think this team absolutely has the ceiling to make it to the World Series. And now it looks like they're going to be 2 games away from doing just that. So you're right and wrong throughout the year, and I watch a lot of baseball. I've watched a lot of Mariners baseball, and I happened to watch a lot of Tigers baseball this year. That was just my read on it. Was I a little cocky, and I was so matter-of-fact about it? And now, of course, I've got, pie all over my face. Yeah. But like I said on the show, I said it's a win-win because the Mariners pulled it out that night. And what an incredible game. 15 innings. I remember 2022, we went into an 18-inning game with the Astros, ended up on the wrong side of that one. So just amazing that the crowd was there. I was listening on the radio to Rick Riz for every single pitch, even in the first inning, every strike, the crowd was living and dying. And it's really great to see how much this city is rallying around the team. And then they go to Toronto, and it's a quick turnaround after a 15-inning game. The bullpen is completely diminished, and they're able to pull that game out last night. And they got a touchdown and a field goal against the Blue Jays right now. So wild things happening, and who knows what'll happen in the World Series. Dodgers Brewers will be fun, but I was wrong, but I was right about the Seahawks, and I want to get to that.
Now, you must have been you had a difficult Friday night because on KOZI, of course, your ticket to great sports, you're doing a fairly boring game, play-by-play, and color, as the Lake Chelan Goats took on, who was it again?
No, it was the Brewster Bears versus the Cascade Kodiaks.
Right.
And delivered an uninspiring performance.
And were the people that were tuning into KOZI to listen to your ticket to great sports, because normally they carry the Mariners, but since it's a local, they thought, no, you know what? You can go listen to it somewhere else. You're not going to hear it here. We're going to give you local, so we're going to give you Rye Curley doing the Brewster Bears there in Chelan. Or in Leavenworth. So you're doing the game, but at the same time, it felt like every time you could break away to give a Mariners update, you seemed far more excited by that than what was happening on the field, normally just nowhere near the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it was fun. I ended up calling both games, and the Brewster game started at 7. As I'm sure everybody in Seattle knows that. So the Brewster game started at 7 o'clock. So I was thinking, the Mariners will be done. It was already the 6th inning by the time I got on the radio. So I was like, I'll give a couple Mariners updates, tell them who won. But then the Mariners game eclipsed the Brewster game because it went so long. So it turns out the entire time after, I'm sure people were tuning in were like, what the hell sport is he calling? Where is he at a baseball game or is he at a football game?
Yeah.
Because it was a heavy mix of both.
Yeah, because at a certain point, so that game ends. The Brewster Bears win, as everybody knows in Seattle. They win that one.
They lost.
They lost?
Yeah. They lost.
Wait a minute. I was listening to most of it. How did they come back?
Do you really want me to tell you?
No, I don't care. All right. So that game ends, and then did you just stay on the radio and do play-by-play for the Mariners?
No. I logged off, and I think that the station picked up Rick Riz after that.
Oh, okay. I got to tell you, because I was hanging on every word. I think maybe in the fourth quarter, and you off the right side, the tackle picks up 5 yards on the carry, and then all of a sudden, this song came on. It was weird.
Kings of the school, man, where the boys are fall. Well, it's turn and face the stars and stripes. It's fighting back them butterflies. It's calling in the air, all right. Yes, sir, we want the ball.
They want the ball? So, what happened?
He sings on that.
Yeah.
So I was in the stand, and I over the course of the third quarter, I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad. I was drinking a lot of water and Gatorade that day.
Uh-huh.
And I realized neither team was scoring a touchdown. It was just sort of this like back and forth punt fest, which meant they don't take any timeouts. They don't take any natural breaks. So I had been sitting there for what at that point was multiple hours. I had to go to use the restroom so bad, but I didn't want to just walk away from the microphone.
No.
And I wasn't going to announce it. So I was just like, I'm just going to play this song. And I played it, and then I came back, turned the song off, and acted like nothing happened. And by the way, funny, I was thinking about this. Liam Cohen, the stupid coach for the Jaguars, who I called stupid on Friday, he did the Kenny Chesney. He took the ball against Seattle in the first quarter, and they lost 14 yards on their opening drive, and we got a 2-for-1 at halftime.
I got your number, I got your back. When your back's against the wall, you mess with one man, you got us all.
The boys will fall.
The boys will fall.
Why? So they win the coin toss and they take the ball?
Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars took the ball on their opening drive because they're like, oh, the Seattle secondary is all banged up. We want to, jump out and punch him in the face, Mike Tyson style. Oh, he got sacked, and they got a holding penalty. It was a 4th and 24. They punted from their own end zone. And so, hey, nice going, genius. And then at the end of the first half, we scored we got a field goal, and then we got the ball right back because they didn't defer. They received the opening kickoff, and then we scored a touchdown to start the third quarter. So there you go. And I came out and I said, this Jacksonville team, they're flying high. They're 4-1. Just watch. Watch their quarterback be inaccurate. He was 42 pass attempts. I think he only threw for 230 yards, was spraying the ball around. And then their coach is making these stupid, Kenny Chesney. We want the ball. I'll have that worked out for you.
Well, yeah.
That's what ultimately killed him in that game was a coin toss decision.
Well, listen, Kenny Chesney just has to try to write the words that rhyme. So he won the toss. We'll take the ball, right? I mean, then whatever, the boys will fall, right? He couldn't say we're going to defer. What rhymes with defer?
I understand that.
Okay.
At the high school level, there's you can sort of throw the analytics out.
By the way, Ryan and I were listening to that song a couple of years ago in the car, and then Ryan goes, I don't believe Kenny Chesney played football in high school. So we looked it up. He did, right? He was a wide receiver. He's 5 feet 6 inches tall.
A little short
guy, 145 pounds. He must have been blistering speed, and that's why he could, win the toss and then take the ball. All right, so let's just talk quick Seahawks. By the way, I'll also give you a chance to do a little play-by-play for the Mariners because we're in a commercial break right now. So Seahawks now 4-2. Houston Texans coming to town. It's a Monday night game on the 20th of October. Texans are 2-3. This should be another big win for the Seahawks.
I don't know. The Texans are a team that, the Texans are, well, here, I'll say what the Seahawks are. Seattle yesterday really could have had that game put away by 5 minutes left in the third quarter. At that point, you're up 20-6. You want to just shorten up the game as much as possible. Long, 14, 15 play drives, hand the ball off. Really just, don't let Jacksonville back into the game. We couldn't because we could not run the ball yet again. I don't know why Clint Kubiak is so emphatic about trying to run outside the tackles, these halfback sweeps and these stretch plays. They haven't worked all year. We're basically spiking the ball when we call them. And that balked a lot of drives for us. So, and then we allowed Jacksonville to get back into that game, and it took our offense to sort of go, all right, well, I guess we got to go down the field here and ice it. And Sam Darnold on a play action pass hit A.J. Barner, who it took him 30 minutes to run down the field. But we were able to put it away that way. So I think Seattle sort of disappointed offensively, again, failing to run the ball. But Jackson Smith and Jigba was our entire offense yesterday, and Darnold was very sharp. And our pass rush was incredible. Mike McDonald, this was the coach we were promised that we hired from the Ravens. Really cool schematic fronts, sending 4 guys, having 7 guys standing up at the line of scrimmage. Trevor Lawrence, not very bright, doesn't know who's coming, doesn't know if he's hot or not. We're dropping people out into coverage. We're adding people in from the secondary. Really, really great job. DeMarcus Lawrence was lovely. So was Leonard Williams. Houston, off to a horrible start. C.J. Stroud, their third-year quarterback at Ohio State, came in. His first year was unbelievable, set the league on fire. And then their offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick, was sort of flirting with taking a head coaching job somewhere else. He turned into a pumpkin, sort of lost his way with that offense. Their offensive line got banged up. The receivers have been injured. So and they started this year kind of slow, but they did have a hard schedule. But they're recovering and their defense is good, and I like their head coach. So this game could be close. Right now, I think I still need to do a little bit more research on the Texans because they're, an AFC team. You don't watch a lot of them. But I think Seattle probably will win this one. We are a very good team. We are an improved team from last year, and that feels good to say. But are we, it sounds arbitrary to use the word there yet, but the jury's still a little bit out because of the issues running the football. If we can't do that, right now we're, second or third in the entire NFL on attempts, but we rank near the bottom on actual production running the ball. So we've got to build that foundation of this offense if we want to do anything late in the year.
Yeah, it's always just so classic, X's and O's. If you don't have a running game, you rely on the passing game, and then eventually whoever
you're building a house on sand is what you're doing.
Right, and then it's so easy to be able to set up defenses against a team that only has a passing game, and then you're really in a whole bunch of trouble because you say that you can't work the clock as well. By the way, I know I'm taking you away from the valuable time that you have to spend watching the Mariners. Are you watching them right now?
No, I'm outside.
Oh, wow. Jeez, I thought you'd be in there watching them. All right. By the way, I've been offered a job, huh? So Saturday you're not doing Second Cup of Coffee on KOZI, so you want me to come in and fill in for you?
They would really appreciate if I don't know if KIRO will allow this, but if you could come in and do some free agent work on Saturday if you want to host my show for me.
That's 8.
It would be a big get. It would be a big get out here.
8 to 10 o'clock?
Yeah, because as we all know, wink, wink, the bullpen out here is not as deep as it was a couple weeks ago.
Is it when people, so I get a chance when people are calling up and having yard sales and wanting to buy mattresses and stuff like that? I can do all that?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. By the way, don't you always feel weird saying the person's phone number out loud on the air? They're like, well, I got a lot of stuff. What's that? And you're like, what's the number? And they just give the number. I mean, it's like, you're like, wow, I can't believe they say where they live. They give the phone number. They say, well, I got an e-bike I don't use. And then they give the phone number. I mean.
Artisanal flour, I believe.
Yes. Isn't it? It's odd. They just, I guess that's small town that people can give the number.
It's a little shocking at first, but this is such a great community, and everybody pretty much knows each other already.
Yeah.
So I felt weird at first, but then you realize people will just volunteer that information. They'll give their address, they'll give their phone number, their first and last name, and it speaks to the quality of the tight knit bond out here in Lake Chelan.
Yes.
All right. You have to do it.
Yeah, I will do it. I'll drive out there. But can I stay at Karen's place on Friday?
Yes, probably.
Okay, good. All right, that'll be my pay for that. By the way, Seattle 10 right now in the 8th, 2 outs, or 1 out, 0-2. Is there another? I should have Jacob come in here and do play-by-play. I'll let you get inside, Rye.
Okay.
All right, back to the game.
Talking Sports with Rye.
There he goes, out the door. All right.
That's an exciting update about you doing KOZI Saturday mornings, Second Cup of Coffee.
Yes.
I think you're going to love that.
Then I got to get back. I'm doing a Paul's auction on Saturday. I can do that, right? Drive back 2 hours and go take a nap. I can do that. All right. What do you mean no? Come on, you're supposed to say yes.
I didn't realize you had an event that night here in Seattle.
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
Oh, you can make it.
I could do that.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine with that. That'd be good.
For your kid.
Come on now. Yes,
Come
for
on.
the kids. Come on, throw up for the kids. All right, I will do that. So is it this Saturday?
That's what he said.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, let's do this. Lori's going to check traffic. I was really hoping Ryan would do play-by-play.
I know, but he walked away from the game to take your
I know,
call.
and to talk. I know.
That's all right.
All right. All right, let's go checking the traffic for us. What's going on the roadways, Lori?
We still have an accident. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Way all the way to a southbound I-5. It's partly blocking the ramp. Seems to be taking quite a while to clear that. Southbound I-5 slows approaching 512. West 16 slows into Gig Harbor. Really better than usual travel times. Bellevue to Everett, 42 minutes. And if you're heading to Federal Way from Bellevue, that's 32. Seattle to Linwood, 21. And Seattle to Federal Way, just a 22-minute drive. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
I know what it's like. You watch your hair begin to thin, then that crown disappears. That hair loss, Hair loss kind of robs you of your identity. That's exactly how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment, and they regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you. Because as you're looking in the mirror and you notice that it's going away, you have a bunch of thoughts like, gosh, maybe it'll stop. It doesn't. Will my hair grow back? No. Will I just be bald? These are the tough questions. Here's the simple answer. Get your hair back. That's what you want. So you set up a free consultation. They're going to knock $250 off. They're going to give you 250 free hair graft. All you do is just call 425-449-8185, just like I did. And you don't want to wait because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. That's 2 times in a row. So give them a call at 425-449-8185 and check out the before and after pictures right there at advancedhair.com.
Seattle's morning news.
I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
The Mariners wrap up the trip to Toronto. We'll recap Game 2 and preview what's next in the ALCS.
It's Microsoft's most used version of Windows, but the end is near. What you need to know if you still use Windows 10.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hey 12's Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. For men 40 and older, a simple PSA blood test can help intercept prostate cancer early. You can get the simple test before the Crucial Catch game, October 20th at Ticketmaster Tailgate.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Hey football fans, Steve Rabel here. You know what makes Washington State truly special? It's the people, the everyday champions who serve, care, and connect. This fall, your local credit union, WSECU, is proud to celebrate 4 of these inspiring individuals as part of Washington's Community Champions. Serving Washington since 1957, WSECU is the only credit union named a Forbes Best Credit Union 5 years in a row. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your hero today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Nate Connors. Game 2 in the American League Championship Series is in the 9th inning in Toronto. This game started off real close. Both teams batting in runs in the opening inning. We've had a fair share of home runs throughout the game, including this one.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and blasted. Right field. It is gone. Josh Naylor, a 2-run home run.
That made it 9-3 in the 7th. Since then, the M's batted in one more, so it's 10-3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th, and it looks like we're bringing this one back home with a 2-0 lead in the series. Now in its third week, the government shutdown continues. Washington Democratic Congressman Adam Smith tells Seattle Morning News Republicans need at least 7 Democratic votes in the Senate.
Democrats are not going to vote for a pure Donald Trump Republican budget because he's put together the most extreme partisan budget that I've ever seen.
Some of the most pressing matters is what it might happen to health care costs and government coverage programs. SeaTac Airport is refusing to show a video from Homeland Security that blames Democrats for the government shutdown. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more on the video that's fueling a political battle between Democrats and Republicans.
In the video that began airing at airports nationwide last Thursday, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem opens with a non-political message.
We will continue to do all that we can to avoid delays that will impact your travel.
She then takes a political turn.
Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted.
The government shutdown is now in its 9th day, with hope of a resolution this Friday. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
At 5:31, let's check with Lori at the real-time traffic desk.
Traffic is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Finally, the accident Martin Luther King Jr. Way to southbound I-5 has cleared. South 5 a little slow as you approach 512. It's not too bad right now around the Fife curve. Westbound 16 still pretty heavy into Gig Harbor. Bellevue to Linwood is a 26-minute drive, and if you're heading south from Bellevue to Federal Way, that's 32 minutes. Seattle to Linwood, 21 minutes, and Seattle to Federal Way is a 22-minute drive. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thanks, Lori. Your weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cold overnight temperatures across western Washington. In fact, a frost advisory has been issued into Tuesday morning with lows into the low to mid-30s for some. 40 overnight in Seattle. Back to sun and low 60s Tuesday and Wednesday. Breezy, sunny, and 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, that's a wrap for the Mariners. You get one day off. Come back to Seattle on Wednesday. Tickets still available?
Not cheap.
I do not know.
Everything's for sale. Well, we know this, Teeny. It's time to spin the Wilcox Family Farmer Eggs recipe wheel. All the names of all the players are on the wheel, and now let us spin around. Red, green, yellow. teal. We added the color teal for the Mariners, and it lands on one lucky individual, and it's on Joe. Joe, there's
me
your chance to
again.
guess.
I had a delicious feta cheese omelet this morning.
Well,
I didn't make it, but my wife did. She cracked 2 eggs in the pan, threw in some oil, I think a little bit of feta cheese, some spinach. Then she folded it a couple times, like a little flat burrito.
Oh!
And it was a feta cheese omelet.
Nice.
Yes.
What kind of eggs? What kind of eggs?
Wilcox Family Farm eggs.
Now, there's a recipe that's going to be in one of those leather brown books that can be sent to your house on a daily basis. It's Wilcox Family Farm eggs. Thank you, Joe. Well, the passing of Diane Keaton, she died on October 11th, just a couple days ago. Diane was, how old was Diane Keaton? She was, Joe keeps describing her
79.
as somebody who seemed to get younger as she got older.
Yes.
I had a chance to interview her once, and when they went to... normally you sit there in front of a makeup mirror as a person's putting the makeup on. You didn't have any mirrors, so they just put makeup on me, and then I didn't know what I looked like, and I went in the first interview with Diane Keaton. I sat down, and she said, wow, you have a lot of makeup on. I said, do I? She goes, yeah, you have a lot of makeup. And with that, she took out her compact and showed me. I said, oh, my Lord, I look like Lola Falana. She goes, oh, Lola Falana, I've heard that name in a while. She goes, do you mind if I try to take some of it off? So she did the mom thing where she licked her fingers, did mom spit, and then like wiped off some of it. That was kind of a nice thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. I saw that Woody Allen, this is a number of years ago, was talking about Diane Keaton when she was receiving an award, and he said,
and I didn't know many things till I read her books. I didn't know, for instance, that she loved me as much as she loved me. I didn't know she was bulimic. These things came out in the book. We'd have dinner. She'd tell me that she loved me, and then she'd throw up. And I would be taking her to these high-end restaurants, $400 for dinner. And if I knew she was throwing them up, could have taken her to Pizza Hut and saved a fortune.
Woody also talked about Diane's fear of death.
We discussed just general stuff, life, death, we're friends, She's always had a mortal fear of death. And I tell her there's nothing to worry about, because if you've ever had a colonoscopy, they give you an injection and you're out, and it's black and peaceful and nice and it's great. And so death is like a colonoscopy. The problem is that life is like the prep day.
Woody Allen, at the award ceremony when she received one of her many awards, she was nominated and won the Academy Award in 1977 for Woody Allen's Annie Hall. When she got up to get the award, she goes, wow, this is really something. She named all the other actresses. She was surprised that she had won. She was always sort of this actress that said that, in life, she didn't get a chance to do all the things she could do when it came to being in movies and being an actress, where she really was able to excel in many things. When in her real life, she was sort of very private and didn't get a chance to really explore many relationships. She dated a whole bunch of people. Well, I remember one time she was on Oprah and they were showing different pictures of different people. And what do you think about Jack Nicholson? And she said, oh, I love him. And then Oprah said, do you love him and love him as a person? No, I love him. I'm in love with him. And then Oprah went in to ask about all the different, kisses on camera. And Diane Keaton said, oh, don't believe anybody who tells you they're not great. And then she talked about all the different people she had kissed. She was always sort of just kind of quirky but real. Her ability to act from the strange sort of personalities that she was when she was doing the Woody Allen movies, and then when she was in The Godfather, there's a great scene in there where she had actually no lines, her and Al Pacino, and it's just an amazing bit of acting. She studied in New York City with Sandy Meisner, who was probably one of the finest acting coaches. She had left L.A., left New York, left L.A. and moved there, I think at the age of 19 to pursue acting, and it all worked out for her. I also told her that when I was chatting with her that before the camera started rolling, I said, my brother and my brother specifically, has a very, very close relationship with the movie Annie Hall. My brother used to date women, and then like by the third or fourth date, he would invite them back to his house. He would then put in Annie Hall, the movie Annie Hall, and he would sit there, watch the movie, and he would have his one eye on the movie and the other eye on the girl that he was dating. And his rule was that there were 3 jokes, 3 big laughs in the movie. And if a woman who he was courting didn't laugh at any of the 3, he would never date him again. Never date him. And Chuck held to that. And I said, how many times? He goes, like 7 or 8 times. Different women would come home, and I would put the movie in. And if they didn't get it, I was like, I cannot be married to you for the rest of my life if you're not laughing at least 3 of these scenes. So I told her about that. And she wanted to know which scene it was. And then I had the joy of interviewing Woody Allen. I told him the same story. And Woody's like, what scene? What was the one particular scene that laughed at? And I said, it was the lobster scene. The lobster scene. This one.
Allie, now don't panic, please. I told you it's a mistake to ever bring a live thing in the house. Stop it! Don't do that. Go to that one. There. Maybe we should just call the police. Dial 911. It's the lobster squad. Come on, Allie. They're only baby ones. For God's sake. If they're only babies, then you pick them up. Oh, all right. Here you go. Don't give it to me. Don't. Look, one crawl behind the refrigerator. It'll turn up in our bed at night. When you get out of here with that thing. Jesus. Get it. Talk to him. You speak shellfish. Hey, look. Put it in the pot. I can't put it in the pot. I can't put a live thing in hot water. What do you think we're going to do? Take it to the movies? Here you go. Oh, good, Allie. I'll thank you. Okay, it's in. It's definitely in the pot. Annie, there's a big lobster behind the refrigerator. I can't get it out. This thing's heavy. Maybe if I put a little dish of butter sauce here with a nutcracker, it'll run out the other side. You know, I'm gonna get my camera. Hold on. You know, I think if I could pry the oar up. We should have gotten steaks, because they don't have legs. They don't run around.
There you go.
Did they improv that scene?
It sounds like they did, didn't they?
Totally does. Yeah.
I don't think Woody Allen did a lot of improv. But as a director, he always just locked the camera down. You ever notice that? You ever watch any of his films?
I have not seen it.
Just locks the camera one place and lets the actors cross back and forth, around it. I don't know if they did much improv. I don't know, but he loved working with Diane Keaton. They had a brief relationship for a while. He loved her, she loved him, but they ended up going separate ways. But it's always sort of sad, especially to my age. I'm sitting there going, "Oh yeah, Diane Keaton," and then she
did my makeup.
She passed away. But apparently there was a call to 911 around 8:30, and the ambulance arrived, and then one of the neighbors said they saw one body being taken from the house, and that was Diane Keaton's house. There's no word as to what she passed from, but God rest her soul. So great acting. And by the way, watch her in The Godfather, see her in with First Wives Club, not so great, but Annie Hall. By the way, Annie Hall is such a East Coast thing. Because, Nick watches that movie, and she's like, oh, God.
Oh, no, she wouldn't have passed.
But the great scene in that one is Christopher Walken. You ever seen the Christopher Walken scene?
I've never seen the movie.
Oh, my gosh. So Christopher Walken is playing the brother of Diane Keaton and is going to drive Woody Allen and Diane Keaton to the airport. But beforehand, he sits there on the edge of the bed explaining how when he's driving at night, he has to stop himself from driving into the oncoming traffic, and I can see the fire and the flames, and I hear the crash and the windshield, and he's doing this whole thing. And then Woody Allen's great line after he does this great big monologue about how he wants to crash into another car coming at him, and Woody goes, "I'm sorry, I've got to return back to Earth now." And then they cut to the scene, and it's Christopher Walken driving the car at night, and the windshield wipers are going back and forth, and cars are coming towards him, and the camera moves over to Woody Allen in this seat. It's good stuff. It's hard to explain on the radio, though, but the Mariners win. That's all anybody cares about.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Who is Lola Falana?
Yes. You didn't look her up? The only name I could think of is a person like in the 70s, Lola Falana, always seemed to wear a lot of makeup on.
Okay.
But Diane Keaton also seemed to be shocked by me bringing up resurrecting Lola Falana.
Okay,
I think she's just somebody who had a lot of makeup, and apparently I look like Lola Falana at that point.
Interesting.
And now you know
the rest of the story. Thank you, Paul Harvey. Good day. All right, Lori, how are you looking on the traffic out there, huh?
Pretty good, actually. We've got a few things slowing down. Westbound 16 into Gig Harbor, 512 slows approaching Meridian. It doesn't look like an accident, but a pretty big slowdown. And it looks like 167 slows from 18 on into Puyallup. Bellevue to Everett is a 40-minute drive, and Seattle to Tacoma, just 36 minutes. Your lake bridges are looking very good, both directions. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
All right, you want to get organized. That's a good idea. You're going to start to notice, especially around the holidays, start pulling out the Christmas tree and all the ornaments and everything else that goes with it. And it's such a mess, right? Because everything's not organized because maybe you don't have good closets, maybe you don't have good storage, and you just like to be able to put everything away and not have to wrestle things out. And that's when you decide to get Closets by Design, because that's what happened with us at the Barn and Cleella. I said to Nick, try to find a local company. That would be great. Don't use that other one that everybody else uses because they come in with all of these parts that are already ready to go. I want completely customized. But at the same time, I said, I don't want to pay an arm and a leg. So Nick does a little searching on Google and she finds Closets by Design. She says they're locally owned. They've been around for 22 years. And man, they've got incredible deals. 40% off, plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. I said, all right, give them a call, have them come in. They completely customized the design for us. The master bedroom and the other closet and the garage looks great. Thank you, Closets by Design. You're going to have the exact same experience. All you got to do is call them up and ask them to come out to your house. Call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
It's one of the busiest roads in our area, and it's one of the most cheated on toll systems in the state. I'm talking 167. That free ride ends next week, and I'm going to tell you all about it in Choke Points, Tuesday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Chris Sullivan's Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News. Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at proscope.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's proscope.com.
Announcing the Royal Corgis.
What have you done?
I wired pounds to London to buy Royal Corgis.
You went to the bank to wire money for Royal Corgis?
That means yes.
You are so dumb. Banks are slow and they hide all kinds of fees and transfers.
Those mutts.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. It's faster and never hides fees. Oh, they're fighting, just like the real royal family.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
You can count on trusted local news and information from the Seattle Times, one of the few independent, locally owned news organizations in the country, right here in the Pacific Northwest. Subscribe today and don't miss a beat at seattletime.com/subscribe. The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Thank you, Pendergast Law. Joe's getting the letters from the mailman. Hudson has to get those. Teeny's got to choose the letter. Has she already chosen the letter of the day? You got that, Teeny? All right, good. All right. Update is if
I do not get it.
Okay, it's what you're talking about. Mariners win. They'll get the day off, traveling back, and then Wednesday. What time is the game on Wednesday? They're going to be sucking up all of our time again?
When is it? I have all the times in front of me. Andrew loves this.
Andrew loves when the Mariners play.
Wednesday is a 5:08 first pitch. Thursday is a 5:33.
Okay.
Thursday is 5:33. Friday is a 3:08. And then a Sunday is a 5:03, and then a Monday is a 5:08.
Okay, Mark, thank you.
Oh, my.
And by the way, Aaron, not to jinx anybody, has already purchased tickets to the World Series.
That's right. We're going to get him there.
Here we go. All right. Hudson, if you'd be so kind. Ow. Eesh.
I'm a mailman to be messing me. I'm a mailman. Everything new. I'm a mailman. Bring the mail to you.
Oh, Mo. Sorry about that, you YouTubers out there. All right. And by the way, when's Brian going to let YouTubers talk to each other again?
That's a good question. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. He must be ducking it.
Okay. We'll get the letter today. First, take care of all the rest. Here we go.
David the naked mailbox guy says, John, how much for the hat? It's got a real nice bend on the brim.
Isn't it, though? I like that. Let's see. Big Al on the 360 says, interview Psycho Mike.
Ooh.
Andrew can get Psycho Mike on the phone. Okay.
Hee-haw Aaron on the listeners whom you scared at your home upstairs. Ha-ha, John must have shown the listeners his huge party shower. He probably told them something to the effect of, you can fit 10 people in here, you know.
Our general contractor, Brian, said, well, it's a big space. I'll make it 45 square feet. I said, why would you need a shower 45 square feet? He said, party shower. Look it up.
Come on. You never did say what.
Oh, I don't want to say. Nick's going to be really embarrassed. Stefan in Renton says, Nate is a sexy beast. Okay.
Paul and Sam.
There he is.
He says, John's pretty entertaining, but he's no W.C. Fields. I just got back from a trip to Italy and Switzerland. Took the 2-week Rick Steves tour in Italy. Spent 5 days in Switzerland visiting my cousin and his family. Glad to be home.
Try the hen-dipped chocolates. Bob in the 206 says, hi, John. Rock on. Oh, thank you, Bob.
Patrick in Chelan says, John is really messing me up. I'm listening to KIRO on my earbuds while the hardware store here in Chelan is playing KOZI.
Wow.
Stop it. Just stop telling people about our cool little station. Don't turn it into Cleellum.
How does that... What do you mean? What's wrong with Cleellum?
I don't know what you did to Cleellum, but...
206, in the second inning game is over. No one cares. Move on.
Game was not over. Everyone cares. Jerry in the 206 says, John, think about this. The Mariners go to the World Series. The Brewers also win. That's the team that began in Seattle for one season before being moved as the Pilots.
Yes.
Then they changed their name. And after all these seasons, reached the World Series. Brewers lose to Seattle. The curse of the Pilots. If Bud Selig were alive, that would kill him.
Wow. There's a lot going into that one. Mike in Portland says, John, please get Rye on here today. I want to hear him eat his words. I really love to hear what he has to say. Well, he did. He said, look, he's embarrassed that he said it, but he's standing by it.
Old man John says, you must have had a lot of makeup on, John. Wasn't Lola a black gal?
Was Lola Falana black?
She was, yes.
She was. I guess I did. Dana?
Dana.
The 206 says of Kenny's song, hey, John, that's exactly what the Jacksonville Jaguars did yesterday. Won the toss on the first ball, yep. And the Seahawks, just as Rye said, had the ball after halftime. Head scratcher.
Yes. John Denver. Brian in the 425 says John's plane should have had the fuel tank switch under his seat between his legs. Instead, the guy who built the experimental craft located the switch behind the seat where it was difficult to reach.
Look at that. Man, our listeners, they got all down. 425, John Denver, the song Rocky Mountain High is the official state song of Colorado.
Oh, my. And Don in Tacoma says Grandma's Feather Bed. That's his favorite John Denver
song, minimum wage.
I'll get this one.
Okay.
Dave in Snohomish County says, John, explain why the economy is so good in Seattle and Washington then. Explain why when the rest of the country goes into a recession, we keep on cruising. We have a couple of little nosy radio nerds who have no idea about basic economics.
Okay.
What
do you want me to say?
I don't know.
We have the highest inflation rate. We have the highest cost of living, I think, in the United States now.
Yeah, I don't think we're humming along quite so smoothly.
Yeah, Dave.
It is time for the letter of the
Look at those nosy little nerds. Look at the numbers again. All right, thank you, Teeny.
From 206 on the Mariners take, and this is the advice that you gave to Aaron.
Okay.
So John has the right sentiment. No matter how far this team's Mariners go into the playoffs, they've already cemented fondness and reverence that will carry this generation of Mariners fans into the future, just as the 1995 Mariners did for us then.
Yeah. For the people that attended that game, God, good for you. Keep that one forever. You got a story.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Well, she wrote more, but you didn't get a chance to read them all.
That's right.
Look at Joe spending this many money on a staple.
I didn't do it. The printer did it automatically. It went to the wrong printer.
Lord, stop crying. Here's Lori checking traffic. Lori?
Northbound I-5 in Shoreline at 175th. We have a collision. It's taking up 2 right lanes and a left lane. So pretty big backup as you approach the scene. South 5 slows from State Route 18 all the way to the T-Dome. Seattle to Everett right now is a 37-minute drive. Northbound 405 heavy from Kirkland to 527. Southbound slows from about Southeast 8th to 167, 23 minutes Bellevue to Renton, and 16 still pretty heavy as you head into Gig Harbor. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
If you'd like a free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic, here's what you'll find. You'll find that the doctors there for more than 25 years have been leading the way with science and know-how and dedication to look for early indicators of the 3 big diseases that take all of us out of the game: heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. I've been a patient since 2009, and I can attest to the dedication they have of looking for the early indicators of how you are aging and then doing their best using science to slow them down or reverse them to give you more years to live. And not just any years, but you've got vitality, you've got energy, and you've got focus. These guys were the first ones in when everybody else seems to be jumping in now talking about, oh, we can do longevity. Well, you can inject this and buy this and this and that. Longevity Medical Clinic for 25 years has been the place to go. They have extended the lives of thousands of individuals just like myself. You can learn more by taking that free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Seattle's morning news.
I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Matt the Factor.
The Mariners wrap up the trip to Toronto. We'll recap Game 2 and preview what's next in the ALCS.
It's Microsoft's most used version of Windows, but the end is near. What you need to know if you still use Windows 10.
Hope you can join us tomorrow for all the day's news, traffic, and weather.
5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
You're miracle workers.
Don't know about that.
My drain was clogged.
Right.
You came in a jiffy.
And got right to work?
Now it's clear.
It's what we do.
Like I said, you're miracle workers.
Actually, we're plumbers.
Apollo plumbers.
You want to see some real miracle workers?
Huh?
Just take a look at Seattle Children's.
Sure.
They're all hope, care, and cure.
All true.
And together, we can help them.
How so?
Your service fee?
Yeah?
Apollo Plumbing is donating it.
To benefit Seattle Children's Hospital.
We're donating all our service fees.
All month.
To help Seattle Children's provide outstanding care and support research.
And ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
That's the goal.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love the work they do at Seattle Children's.
So I call, you come.
Apollo donates your service fee. All our service fees.
All month?
All the way to $20,000.
That's so Apollo Plumbing.
Always ready, right now.
You really are miracle workers.
Aren't we all?
Maybe so.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news.
A minimum wage increase proposal is moving forward in unincorporated King County.
KIRO News Radio. Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO.